Operation GCD with an Appalachian grin. Adventures and shenanigans, we're diving right in. Out in the holler where the secrets creep, garbage can dudes digging mighty deep. Secret societies, shadows in the pines. Operation GCD of American rebels design. Double J searching deep in his brain hole, past layers of melted hops and bone resin. From cults to cover-ups, we're talking about all of that. So watch your sixth friend and the truth we trust. The world's a puzzle, grunge rock ain't what it seems. Ancient alien cargo cults haunt the moon's pale beams. Cincinnati schemers, history's a haze. Double J's on the mic, lighting things ablaze. Operation GCD with an Appalachian grin. Adventures and shenanigans, we're diving right in. Join us on the journey and enjoy the show. Thanks for joining us to get a little GCD. Yeah, the world's a puzzle, grunge rock ain't what it seems. Ancient alien cargo cults haunt the moon's pale beam. Cincinnati schemers, history's a haze. Double J's on the mic, light things ablaze. Hell, the world's a puzzle, grunge rock ain't what it seems. Ancient alien cargo cults haunt the moon's pale beams. Cincinnati schemers, history's a haze. Double J's on the mic, lighting things ablaze. Double J's on the mic, lighting things ablaze.
Boom!
Ladies and gentlemen, oh, hell no! Nope, I'm done with this. Oh, that was unnecessarily loud. You could have just asked me to leave.
Howdy, folks. Your host, Double J, back here, coming at you live from my studio/RV dining room, located directly inside America. Welcome back, folks, to the interwebs. Once again, your host of Operation GCD, JJ Vance here, and more notably, not the vice president. So, yes, sir, running late. Well, you know what? Some say I'll be late for my own funeral. I've heard that before, but do apologize for the tardiness here, folks, of the interwebs, and thank you all for joining me here tonight to get a little GCD. I will be your pilot and navigator for tonight's shenanigan-infused journey into the mind of this particular garbage can dude. Yes, sir, Donald Ferguson. Get that brain hole ready. You got a real barn burner here on deck for y'all tonight. Not going to lie to you folks to the interwebs. We got an occult and or esoteric review of the 1999 cinematic shit show. And it is that. It's the old process meets the new process, in my opinion. The Ninth Gate. Starring the Polanski family. Well, directed by Roman Polanski. Starring his wife. His daughter makes an appearance. And, of course, starring Johnny Depp, who I would argue is firmly within that new neo process, as they call themselves. And, you know, he's kind of a major figure in it seems. But before we get into these matters any further, got a couple quick administrative factors here to discuss. Operation GCD, patreon.com/Operation GCD for Operation GCD Sundays and Thursdays. We got that coming up on deck here tomorrow night with the life and crimes of Muppet Mikey Aquino, everyone's favorite psychological warfare officer, you know, psyops to mind war, perpetrating on the American public what he did to the folks in Vietnam, weaponizing folklore and culture in this quote unquote satanic panic. We're in year 45 of this panic. So you got to watch out. You know, 45 years of panic. And you also got to watch out for Muppet Mikey's buddy,
There's thousands of Americans out there. By the way, I've been shot with a laser beam twice.
Watch out, folks. They got Ted twice. So 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Times tomorrow. But tonight we got the Ninth Gate, and we got ourselves a couple fantastic guests, Todd and Clint from the Third World Assassin YouTube channel. Greetings, gents. Welcome back to Operation GCD for the first time.
Good evening, sir.
Welcome.
So thank you, gents, for joining me here to get a little GCD. In fact, it was your all's suggestion that I watch this film again, which I didn't like it the first time.
I think it was Clint. I think Clint was suggesting this one. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and apply the liability to both of you all.
But we'll both dive in that.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting study nonetheless. I mean, obviously, Todd, you're very familiar with my Thursdays program. I appreciate all subscribers there to Operation.
I love your Thursdays program.
These panics, right? This whole satanic panic business, and this film is kind of, a satanic shit show, much like Polanski's first one of Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah, keeping the tradition, modernizing it, updating it.
Well, isn't it interesting that we get all of this celebration to Satan business in Hollywood films from a guy who's got a warrant out for his arrest, Roman Polanski, for kid diddling?
Man. And hundreds of stars and actors and directors signing letters to leave him alone, let him come back to America and live his life out. And the victim even pleading to let him be,
I hear you, sir. I hear you. But what is your take on this then? We get, we're under a panic of satanic panic, yet we're celebrating this satanic shit show in an apocalyptic fashion in 1999.
I think that Polanski was he was showing the three sides of devil worship. The woman whose husband dies at the beginning, she's the pan side, or the lower natures. That's why she has sex with everybody. The guy with the glasses.
A lot of sex in this film.
Yeah, the guy with the glasses, who is he's like the traditional Luciferian. He's got the book in the top of the building. He represents the thought form, and he shows it when he goes into the woman's orgy party, and he's like, mumbo jumbo, mumbo jumbo.
Sure, I appreciate where your brain holds that, sir. You're making some great analysis. I like what you're saying, but if we can just table that for a moment here, because I don't want to get into all the finite details just yet.
Oh yeah, okay.
You're getting a little ahead of the game, sir. You're a little quicker than I am this evening.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, you can't describe the ending yet. You can't describe the ending quite yet, Clint. No, I'm just teasing.
Well, no, I mean, spoiler alert, this film was made 26 years ago. So, it's I always tell folks, spoiler alert, but I mean, it's an old film. Go watch it.
Yeah.
It's not new.
Like 100-year-old story almost. And
I also don't recommend folks watch it either. So my recommendation, if I was to give you a Siskel and Ebert rating, it's 2 thumbs way down.
Yeah, do not stay away from this. Yeah, I'm warning you.
It's a 100% symbolic movie of not necessarily 100, but highly symbolic, where it basically, like, each page is depicted as a scene in the movie, and like also tarot cards.
Yeah, so he's going through the journey that he sees in the book of these 9 gates. I like where your head's at, sir. Some solid brain hole materials you got there. But again, let's focus on this one thing, if I may. We have, again, back to this idea of this neo process and old process combining. We got Johnny Depp just getting his directorial debut, the same, or I believe it was 1998, and that was executive produced by Charles Evans, Cocaine Bob Evans, business partner and brother, and his son, his nephew, Cocaine Bob's nephew, also. So they gave Johnny Depp his directorial debut, kind of in conjunction with the filming of this film. So that's very interesting.
Wow,
we talk about deals with the devil here, and I would argue Johnny Depp made a deal with the devil right around that time. That devil being old Cocaine Bob.
Totally.
Yeah, that's why when you see Johnny Depp these days, all his teeth are ground flat because fucking he did too much drugs.
Well, he's done a lot of cocaine, yes, sir. There's by his own admittance, but
chopped his some off.
Right? Roman Polanski is another close associate of old Cocaine Bob. You mentioned all these folks in Hollywood supporting Roman Polanski. Well, some of them are probably cultists, and the other ones have probably made deals with old Bob there, Cocaine Bob, a deal with the devil. And they have
Oh
to,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
definitely.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Some of them signed it. I was reading about that the other day. Some of them signed it and then changed their mind. Took their names off it. Oh God!
Fuck yeah,
Once
dude,
they
it's a bad
actually
look when
learn
you support
something,
a
yeah.
kid diddling pedophile who's been on the run for 45 years. 40,
Yeah, once
50
they
years,
realized,
50.
That's Hollywood. Wow.
To the high occultists, their voice in their head is God, and so they believe that whatever they do should, that's why all these occultists and Marxist judges will let off all these criminals in the modern times, because it's just a learning experience. They're just expressing their feelings, like it's some kind of manic, insane fucking.
Yeah, and this is a good example of their Uncle Ted. Cocaine Bob is the dark devil behind all of Hollywood for many decades, and we see that in Wag the Dog, where they're literally putting him on the big screen. Dustin Hoffman is playing his satirical version of Cocaine Bob Evans. And in fact,
I'm yet to see that. I've got to see that. I've been told this. I've been told this so many times.
You yourself for a future and occult and esoteric film review on this film. It's a very, not only is this film interesting, the rest of the films, old boy directs and writes, is very interesting. But when Cocaine Bob left the premiere of this film, they said, "What did you think of the film, Cocaine Bob?" And one of the reporters outside the premiere, I'm sure they didn't say Cocaine Bob. I'm obviously inserting that.
He wished they would say
Cocaine Bob. They should have said it. Yeah. But he said, "Oh, I thought it was a great film. I loved watching myself on the big screen."
Yeah. So
wow.
Yeah. So they're literally giving, and I think they're doing that to pay homage to him. And like, it's not like I say it's satirical because it's kind of a satirical film. But I mean, Hoffman does a pretty good take at Cocaine Bob in that film.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of him.
Hoffman is a man who was his career was made by Cocaine Bob. Marathon Man was a big Cocaine Bob performance there.
That's right.
Was actually filmed. Speaking of the process, that was filmed in their backyard there in Pound Ridge, New York.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, Dustin Hoffman was in that one movie, Mr. Megorium's Emporium. And I remember watching that, and I'm like, this is some fucking some consciousness evolution fucking bullshit going on right here.
Yeah, dude. I mean, look at him, dude. He's always been into that shit. Again, he's one of Cocaine Bob's guys, right? So when you look at Dustin Hoffman's business and what he's up to, he's always doing weird shit, dude. He's never not doing weird shit.
Yeah.
And I would argue he was a member of the Weather Undergrounds, which I would argue is also an extension of the process. Just ask its leaders. They'll tell you they love Charles Manson and Double Sirhan.
Yeah.
So, that is Bernadette Dorn and Bill Ayers. So Dustin Hoffman just happened to be living next door to the West Village townhouse the Weather Underground blew themselves up in making bombs back in 72.
Just a coincidence.
He's in all the pictures.
Yeah, the Satanists and commies go hand in hand.
Yeah, my apologies. 1970. He's like, oh no, he's like, I just happened to be there, man. I wasn't part of them. I was just happened to be there.
Yeah, no way. Yeah. That's like saying you're a band up in Laurel Canyon, but you didn't go to any of those parties.
Well, I mean, it's a little silly, right? I mean, it's a little silly. He's even taking photographs of the aftermath. Dude, what's this about? It's like they're celebrating even the chaos they cause and blowing themselves up.
Whoa, yeah, that's crazy. That's fucked up. What's he doing there?
Radical leftist.
He said he's next door to him.
He's making an alibi.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. He's immediately like, nah, I live next door, dude. Check this out. I just got here. I'm just gonna take some photos.
He's like, oh, thank God I got an alibi. I
right,
was
dude.
To the that movie where he makes out with the mom or whatever.
Dude, he's all. Well, dude, there we go. There's another film of degradation of society. That's what these fuckers do, right? This
The Graduate.
Pedophilic Mrs. Robinson business, right?
Yeah,
it's not necessarily pedophilia, but it is an old lady preying on a young college student in a very seductive and preying fashion.
Yeah, just short of what teachers are going to jail for all the time nowadays. You hear about.
I remember watching that in high school, being like, "Why the fuck are they showing this movie?" Like,
dude, right?
That's how it used to be in the '60s. It was wild and free. Yeah.
Depp is gross. Desert Rain's got a great point. Depp is gross. So he's pounding around with him, Johnny Depp, Marilyn Manson, Doug Stanhope, Joe Rogan's BFF. They're all a little crew right there. They're all a little crew. They have little queer tattoos together. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, they're trying to get the Satanists out too.
You don't want to go get some tattoos, man? You want to go get some tattoos? Get some like
matching tattoos,
or something.
Johnny Depp
devil horns.
Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, Cocaine Bob is one of the most elusive characters known to man because he not alone walks away from the Cotton Club murder situation, unindicted co-conspirator, thanks to Charles Manson's friend, District Attorney Ira Reiner. Literally, Charles Manson's friend, man, by admittance. He represented, damn it, we say Leslie Van Houten, but I want to say it's Patricia Krenwinkel in the Manson murders back there in 1970. Speaking of the time that Dustin Hoffman and his friends were blowing up that townhouse, simultaneously across the U.S. was the Manson trial. And Ira Reiner was one of the defense attorneys for one of the Manson girls. And then later was the DA for Los Angeles County, who prosecuted the Cotton Club murders 4 years after the murders, by the way, and let Cocaine Bob walk. He pled the fifth. And he walked. They never charged him. So they did charge the head of the Medellin cartel. So Cocaine Bob walks, and the head of the Medellin cartel gets hit for the murders, where the murder hit on Roy Raden. Okay, so then you rewind back to 1980. Cocaine Bob earns his name Cocaine Bob by getting popped with, I think, 2.5 kilos, I believe it was, of cocaine. Him and his brother Charles Evans, the one that would be him and his son would be the executive producer for Depp's first directorial debut. And that's where he does no time. How do you get busted with kilos of cocaine and do no time?
Diplomatic immunity,
right? Yeah, Cocaine Bob immunity, dude. So that's what I mean by this man is the deal with the devil. That's what I was just telling that story to emphasize this point. This is the deal with the devil, Cocaine Bob.
Yeah,
OJ
must be a very important way.
That's really
must be a very important player in this geo chessboard.
Oh, yeah.
It seems that way, right? So he's deep in occult. All of his friends are, as we can tell in this film, in this cinematic shit show. So Cocaine Bob's first order of business, not the first film he produced, but the Love Story was already on the books at Paramount when he was hired as the head of Paramount back in '66. He makes Rosemary's Baby with Roman Polanski, Sammy Davis. Anton LaVey was the technical advisor on the shit show. Mia Farrow was a star. Frank Sinatra and her apparently split over this film. Her husband / father, apparently. I don't know if y'all knew that.
Didn't Anton
Mia
LaVey?
Farrow's father is Frank Sinatra by many claims, and that was her husband, and seems to be the father of Ronan Farrow. A lot of incest. I understand these matters. My Appalachian family tree looks like an Appalachian family pole, as it lacks the requisite branches in which to be described.
Didn't Anton LaVey was it technical assistant or something on the devil worshipping part of it?
He was a technical advisor, dude. There's been a lot of shit coating on these matters, but I believe the numerous accounts, contemporary account, and Aquino goes at length in his stupid fucking Church of Satan autobiography, where he's like, in one hand, he's like, I'm not a Nazi, but in the next page, he's like, I fucking love Nazis. So on one page, he's like, oh, no, there's no devil shit in film. And on the next page, he's like, Anton LaVey was a technical advisor to this. I was a technical advisor to this. And then he tries to claim in the same next paragraph, but no one was a technical advisor to Rosemary's Baby. Well, go fuck yourself, dude.
Yeah. I think they have pictures of Anton LaVey backstage,
Oh, I'll bring up pictures. If you want to see pictures, sir, I'll bring up pictures.
Yeah. He's.
Did you see that picture of somebody was sharing a picture of Anton LaVey, half his face, and then the other half is Andrew Tate, and it looks just like Anton LaVey.
Well, sir, you're branching into territory here at Operation GCD. I like to call my favorite your daddy. And what does he do? And we're not playing that tonight. It's not Friday, but good try. Good try. I have received numerous messages claiming that Joe Rogan is the child of Anton LaVey, and I'm not going to lie to you, the time frames match up.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, he claims to be the son of this retired cop from New Jersey who started this beef in recent years publicly with his son, who he hasn't apparently seen in decades. They look nothing alike. I like to play a game of you're not going to look. I look exact. You know what I mean? I don't know about you, gentlemen, because I very my whole Appalachian family pool thing, but I look a lot like my immediate family.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I do too. Totally.
Yeah. And in most cases, in overwhelming majority of instances, that is the case, right? I mean, that's been my experiences in life. Like, holy shit, that's obviously that kid's parents, or holy shit, that's obviously that child's sibling.
Yeah.
Right.
Know exactly what you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You look at Joe Rogan and his dad; they look nothing alike.
Yeah, it's really.
You look at Joe Rogan and the LeVays. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's
Wow.
I thought it was weird how Joe Rogan is that chaos magic symbol, and then all of a sudden he didn't. But he kind of still has one that's similar on the older ones, but it wasn't the same as the ones that I remember because it was just a straight up chaos magic symbol. Oh, that's bizarre. That's fucking Dennis Hoffman and fucking he just got his.
Dude, that's the Devil's Ring. That was starring William Shatner and
John Travolta.
John Travolta's first role in film, and it's where he apparently, by his own admission, became a Scientologist. But once again, and there's efforts of Kino saying, "Oh, there's no Satanism in film," and then what the fuck is all? Why are you always serving as technical advice? What are you technically advising if there's no Satan shit in film?
Yeah, the Grease film is definitely.
This is part of the whole. Film. These are not the Satanists you're looking for routine that Aquino does. You know what I mean?
It's like,
they look like pretty good friends there too. You know.
Dude,
you ever notice when
talk about good friends, sir? I'll show you a picture of good friends.
But you ever notice when that Grease film comes on that chicks will just know every fucking word, and it's like they're brainwashed by it or something? I don't know very many words to songs besides like metal songs or something, but like. It's just strange how the people's obsessions with musicals.
Who do we got in this picture?
That's Anton LaVey's grandson. That is Nicholas Schreck and Zena LaVey's son, Barry Dobin and Zena LaVey, and that is Joe Rogan. He was the entertainment for Homeboy's wedding.
Oh yeah, there he is.
Okay. His shirt is what is? Can you zoom in on that shirt?
I mean, you want me to enhance it, dude? I can enhance that for you.
Yeah, what does it say? Stanton and Standers something?
Yeah, it's the official wedding shirt. Dude, you didn't get the official wedding shirt. It was Anton LaVey's grandson, dude. You missed out.
Oh, that's weird. Official wedding shirt. What a bunch of weirdos.
Wow. We're making t-shirts for the event.
Well, to tell Todd, it's got like a crucified guy in a tree or something.
There's that boy's mother. Zena LaVey, when she was a child, doing some, there's her mother. Now her mother, that would be later be Ted Gunderson's side piece, if you will, right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Jesus.
God, rescued from the frying pan into the fire of Ted Gunderson's.
Well, and I say that so again, we see a cinematic shit show of Satan shit, 1999 apocalyptic nonsense, not the only of which. A lot of apocalyptic processing kind of nonsense, Satan nonsense in 99 in film, but, End of Days, Fight Club, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
We're doing this all during a panic, so we're given this, this schizophrenic look on society where all this shit's being celebrated. We're told there's a panic, right? Not only that, we see all these fuckers know each other. That's my point. I just wanted to scream real hard. All these fuckers know each other. When I say like that's later's Ted's side piece. Well, yeah. So I believe I do put some substance into those claims. There's numerous parties. Looking back through the interwebs and going through my brain hole and rooting through the malted hops and bong resin over the years, I recalled claims of Ted Gunderson shacking up with Anton LaVey's ex-wife, the lady he founded the Church of Satan with. His first wife there, Zena LaVey's mother. And I looked into it further, man, and it makes a lot of sense to me because she was a private investigator in Las Vegas. Ted was a private investigator in Las Vegas. She was a handwriting expert. Ted again. So these all intersect with the same stuff Ted was involved with in Las Vegas at the same time. Like, well, yeah. I've tried to put them in the same place and addresses and stuff. I haven't, but it makes a lot of sense to me. The numerous parties claiming that back in the interwebs and message boards in the mid and early aughts. And, it seems
that is wild. That is wild.
I mean, all these fuckers know each other. So when we look at tonight's film, right?
Well, do you think that
Just
she?
for going here to GCD, and I appreciate you folks of the interwebs. We look at tonight's film. Johnny Depp is a book, kind of a book dealer, a broker, if you will, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And he's
Real quick.
he's involved in a cult that is playing him. All of the people that he encounters in this film all know each other.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Real quick, that lady that you're talking about, do you think she
Fake
might
out.
have been in the bureau? Oh,
I just want to yell fake out. No, I just want to yell fake out.
But do you think that Ted Gunderson's fling might have been in the bureau, possibly Anton LaVey's wife?
You're coming in weak, sir. I can't hear you. Anton LaVey's wife?
Yeah, do you think she might have been in the bureau?
Dude, they're all spooks. Anton LaVey was documented as having a card-carrying, badge-carrying member of the San Francisco Police Department from the 1950s through the 1980s into the early 90s. Numerous reports.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Guy did everything. Circus,
Yeah.
lion tamer. Yeah.
Again, that's the narrative we're sold. Again, these are narratives, right? I mean, his uncle was a made man in the Jewish mafia. He was a major figure in Meyer Lansky's outfit starting Vegas. And
there you go.
LaVey was there with him as a young man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely the mafia is always involved with the Satanists, the commies.
Sammy
I would
Davis
argue no
Jr.
different than this representation of LaVey and the Jewish mafia. We have the same examples with the Italian mafia and Satan.
Mhm.
I don't want to go too far into that, but all these fuckers know each other. And then this film tonight, Johnny Depp embarks himself on a journey through essentially what you point out, Clint, is the 9 gates. So he's going, he finds his book, The 9 Gates of Hell, or whatever. We'll get into the actual title. I'm just going to give you all my quick synopsis, and then you guys can provide a synopsis. Both of you on it.
Real quick question for you.
Hold on, sir.
Sorry.
And then once we provide a synopsis, then y'all can tell me your take on it from your first interaction with the film upon your most recent viewing. But yes, go ahead, sir.
Oh, okay. So I guess this is a question for both of you guys. At the beginning,
this a 2-part question or a 1-part question?
Well, it's at the beginning.
Do I need an abacus?
you might need a you might need a what the fuck is that called, a Ouija board? No.
Let me get my 9 Gates to Hell book out for us. Hold on.
Well, so the Dante's Inferno has 9 gates or 9 levels or whatever, and but if you notice at the beginning though, the whole audience is initiated, and they're initiated when the guy hangs himself. The cable toe is the first degree in masonry.
Well, once again, sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to pump the brakes. You're getting a little bit too far into the film.
Oh, sorry.
That is the first gate, though. We do see that in the book, the Hanged Man, and we do see the book dealer being the Hanged Man.
Yeah.
Yep.
What was the first question?
But what I'm saying is this cult all knows each other, and he kind of starts encountering that halfway through the film. I have a brief clip to explain this cult.
Further. You sure? My knowledge of this book is profound. I wrote a biography of its author.
Yes, I've read it.
Is there any sound on your end?
Devil's Apprentice. Excellent work.
A courageous man. He died for the sake
Can
of
y'all
his
hear that?
book in 1667. While studying
Can you hear me?
arts in Prague, he
Is this
acquired
thing on?
copies of Red Delomelanicon. This is Tolkien's adaptation of that work, which was written by Lucifer himself.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Stake a secret society.
Could y'all hear that clip?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Shit. Maybe I'm deaf, dude. I don't know, dude.
It was running at 1.5 speed or something though.
Yeah, I ran a little quick because I didn't want to, even though it's a
That's
90s film,
good
I didn't want
idea.
it to get copyrighted,
idea.
you know what I mean? But we
Yeah,
hear
that's
about
that
the cult of the Silver Snake or the Silver Serpent, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, she that lady's like the Blavatsky type character. It's an interesting film. It's like it shows all this surrealism that the occultists love to use, where they show these stories that they try to convey some sort of mystical meaning or some shit. They love to kind of lead you around with these feelings of how the film makes you feel, kind of, it's like
This whole thing's an initiation in occultism. Not only does Johnny Depp, I don't want to give. Hold on. Why don't you give me your analysis and when you first seen it, Clint, and then we'll do Todd next, and then what your analysis was when you most recently seen it. Just a general analysis.
oh, okay.
I don't want to go too far into details just yet.
Yeah.
I got a couple clips lined up for us for that.
I think I borrowed a cassette off my friend, like right when it came out or something.
Like VHS, dude? You went VHS on this, huh? Okay.
Whoa, yeah, jeez.
Yeah, then I didn't give it back to him until like
Went
10
old
years later.
school.
I mean, really, VHS was still pretty prominent until about 2003 or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blockbusters is renting movies probably right around there, 3 or 5, 2005.
Yeah. So, what was your take on when you first seen it on VHS?
It was interesting. It seemed like there was something more to the film that I didn't understand, and that in modern times I definitely can see what most of it's about. It's very interesting. It's really. What about
so
you,
this
Todd?
was 1999. Were you partying like it's 1999?
Oh, excuse me.
I definitely was, yeah.
Dude, I was definitely not. The U.S. Air Force thought the Y2K bug was going to shut down all nuclear missiles, so we were all on high alert. So I was not partying like it was 1999.
Jesus.
Unless you
That's
call
crazy.
working, unless you call working six 12s in a row partying.
I was working, but I was partying.
Yeah,
As much as I could.
So
Yeah, that's right.
You knew there was a deeper understanding to the film, Clint. This pot I have is super sticky, dude. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's good. It's
Very, very nice.
Even the alcohol doesn't want to cut through it, do the stickiness, dude.
Whew.
Oh yeah.
Just right when we needed your brain power too, but that sharpens your brain, though, doesn't it?
I don't know about that, sir. We'll find out, though. We'll find
Right
out.
on.
Let's get ready to rumble.
I had the same kind of analysis. I didn't see it until 2011 when I was over in Iraqistan. Speaking of working 612s, every seventh day I just spent the day watching films as long as I wasn't interrupted by nonsense, which was usually every day. But anyhow, I was a superintendent of our military police unit for our resources and training section, so I had a lot of responsibilities and a lot of nonsense to deal with most of the time. But
you're still the responsible one here, JJ.
What's that, sir?
You're still the responsible one here, JJ.
Right.
We still look up to you, sir.
Well, I appreciate that, sir. Well, and on the net, we had a whole network, internal network over there, and they had literally any movie you want to watch. I mean, all digital on there.
Yeah, we can see that.
I watched. That's when I first encountered this film, and I was like, "Well, there's a lot more to this film." I knew Polanski was a kid diddler. I was familiar with the Manson business. I mean, not the deeper understanding I knew today, but it is. I was aware of these things, and I was like, "This is a fucking bizarre movie." Why would they? I said when I watched, I'm like, I don't know what I watched, and I don't know why they made this movie. Those were my two initial responses.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's definitely made. It's like that FUBU jeans for us by us. The occultists made it for only the occultists.
I'm not familiar with the reference, sir.
Oh, back in the hood, there used to be these jeans.
I'm joking with you.
Okay.
No, so Todd, when did you first see? Did you watch this on 8-track?
I probably saw on a video too. I don't think I saw it at the movie theater, but I was pretty gobsmacked by it. I thought, wow, that was a pretty cool piece of cinema at the time. I don't think I didn't realize Roman Polanski's whole story. I kind of knew the surface level of Polanski, but he wasn't on my radar when I saw that movie. But I like the movie because.
Can you hold that thought, sir? Can you hold that thought?
Totally.
Sir?
Yes.
My favorite AI CIA bot, Bill Colby Ballwash, or RR channels in the house. Just want to say, I salute your service, RR channel, for always being wrong. You're dedicated to that mission. Please
very nice. Oh, and so when I saw the movie, I thought it was pretty cool because I've always been into collecting books, and the grimoire part, with Frank Langella, where he's looking for the grimoires. He's got this collection of grimoires. I thought, man, that's cool. At one point years ago, I had a bookstore. I used to haunt bookstores, way long, way far back, and so I really get into old books. So
No,
The
please continue.
idea.
I just want to bring up this lovely picture of Cocaine
Oh, I love
Bob.
that. I love that picture.
It's more for our channel's edification. Please continue, sir.
Wait, who's
So,
that second guy? Sorry.
That's Henry Kissinger.
Oh, Kissinger. Okay.
That shirtless gentleman there, that's Cocaine Bob, sir.
Yeah, that Kissinger was the one I was. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that they're hanging out. Which commies? But go on, Todd. Sorry.
Oh, dude, they were BFFs, dude.
Cocaine Bob with Henry Kissinger.
Yeah,
that
literally,
picture tells you everything.
The tabloids, they ran articles like, why is Nixon Secretary of State running around with Hollywood producer Bob Evans? And this is previous to be known as Cocaine Bob, but I'm still going to call him Cocaine Bob anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that tells you that picture.
Sorry, we could just call him Cocaine Bob.
his status as Cocaine Bob predates his birth. It predates his inception. At the moment of inception, he became Cocaine Bob Evans.
Did you say there's a quote of him somewhere saying he loved cocaine so much that he wished he would have made it his middle name or something? Did you say there's a quote out there?
After the arrest, in which he did 0 prison time for getting busted with kilos of coke, he's like, "Oh, it's personal use first and foremost, and second,
of course,
government, you can go fuck yourself." And they're like, "Oh, that's cool, Bob. You don't have to do any time." And he didn't. And as a result of that, he said he would never, but he had to do a couple of public safety announcements. So did his process church friend John Phillips. He got busted about 9 months later for cocaine distribution. He did 2 weeks. Ted Gunderson allegedly got shot twice with some lasers, inconclusive.
Oh yeah.
But John Phillips, Mr. Process, John Phillips, Mamas and Papas, got 2 weeks in a medium security prison in Pennsylvania for cocaine trafficking. So he, much like Bob, he got the same kind of treatment. But Cocaine Bob did a couple of public safety announcements and told a reporter he would forever be known as Cocaine Bob Evans. And I'm like, all right, sir. Well, I will honor that wish.
Yeah. Wow. I'm with you. He shall forever be known as that. That is just, that picture tells you everything you need to know right there.
Right, dude. Right.
When your national security advisor that never really quit that role. They were still sending Henry Kissinger over to China, I think. Like Trump was sending Kissinger to China.
That's the other important delineation there. I am a big fan of Bob Evans, the Sausage King of Ohio, and his restaurant. So there is a delineation there between Sausage Bob and Cocaine Bob.
Does he make some good sausage? The other Evans?
Are you kidding me, sir? Have you never been to a Bob Evans?
No, never heard of it.
Oh man, you're missing. I mean, if you're missing that, first of all, if you're looking for the cocaine, you want to go to Bob at Cocaine Bob's. If you're looking for the sausage, delicious breakfast, you're going to want to check out the Sausage King of Ohio, Bob Evans.
I'll write that down on my itinerary next time.
Sure, Bob Evans. That's crazy.
Down south. Yeah. No, they don't got them out here.
Wait, you don't remember
I haven't seen one here. I haven't seen one here.
No.
Do you want to hear something weird? So their original Bob Evans comes out of, I think it's Del Rio, Ohio. It's over by Athens, about 2 hours east of me in the hills. And dude, it's weird. So you go there and they have an entire shrine to Wizard of Oz. The old farmhouse that Bob grew up in, not Cocaine Bob, Sausage Bob, is dedicated to a museum of Wizard of Oz. Do they even have the ruby slippers there? Or they used to.
Are they Theosophists?
Dude, it's creepy, dude. Whatever the fuck's going on there, dude.
The Theosophists made the Wizard of Oz.
Dude, not just that cocaine.
Definitely. Wizard over there.
Yeah, the Theosophists made the Wizard of Oz. You know where that word Oz comes from? The acronym for God, Gomar Oz Daymar, which that's the old Masonic thing. I'm not gonna get into that, but the whole movie, the yellow brick road to the green emerald city. Sorry.
No, it's a good point. No, but you made a good point there as well. Let's get back on track, please, sir. So, what was your biggest takeaway, both of you gents, upon the review of this film before tonight's review? Double reviews.
Go ahead, Clint.
Oh, well, basically that it was it's a rehatch of Dante's Inferno, but at the same time, it's like it's hard to explain because every occult that I've ever studied every group, they always have at the top the 9 hidden masters, or they call them in Masonry the superiore incognito, which means the hidden superiors. There's always 9 of them, but then it correlates with the 9 arches of Enoch, the 9 the 9 levels of Dante. I'm pretty sure it was 9, but it's like the story. Everybody overlooks that how Dante's Inferno is a Masonic story, and how this movie is clearly a Masonic movie, and that it's
Well, is that represented by the Don Quixote book we see right off rip in the film?
Yeah, Don Quixote is also, I believe, a Masonic surrealist comedy of The Fool, which is tarot card 0. It's because the movie, it's you could see how tarot card symbolism and zodiac symbolism. It's interesting. The whole thing is secular humanist, basically. What about you, Ted?
Well, the movie definitely takes you through like the tarot cards, and they play off the tarot cards big time.
Is that what those are? Those 9 pages, the 9 gates. There's tarot cards.
What they are, they're rip-offs of tarot cards. They created a fake book for the movie, which is actually a real book that you can buy.
Well,
it's available online.
That's a great point. I'd like to ruminate on that point of view. We may. So it is a fake. So what my take on all this is it a fake grimoire? Is it a real grimoire? Are they playing the same game Peter Levenda does with the whole Necronomicon? You would know more about specifically Tyler or Clint more than myself. But
yeah, definitely brings to mind the Necronomicon.
Is this book real? Is it not? Is this reality grimoire?
Well, it's based off the book. Whatchamacallit? I've got a copy of it. Hold on.
Schindler's List.
Well, it's the Club Dumas was what the book was based off, but then Club Dumas was based on another book, and
the Club Dumas was the story. This was the story it was written about. Written off or taken off of, but the idea of a book that written by the devil is the same kind of idea of H.P. Lovecraft's Necronomicon concept. Yeah, Lovecraft encouraged everybody to write their own version of the Necronomicon. Play into it if you want. Play off it.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Is this a rehash of these same concepts?
Well,
because if you Google search this fucking book that they claimed it was fake for the film, for the this plot device of the film, right? People think it's fucking real, dude. There's people on the interwebs today that claim it's real and shit. They have forums to it. And like, it's real.
Well, no, there was a book here. I'm going to send you a screenshot. This is the name of the book.
I'm going to consider it spam.
What? Well, Elon Musk is being a real fucking. Okay, it's the cover of the book. That's the original book that Club Dumas is based off from. It's called Hyper Otatia Palip. Hyper Polyphony. Polyphily. And so this book, not that one, the next one.
Nope, it's got to be this one.
Well, that one's cool too, but it's
like Devil's Playground. What is that?
I just said it just now. It should be through. It's like words on a page in a triangle shape.
Nope.
Yeah, that one. Yes. Okay, so this is something common that I see in the occult books. I gotta grab my Mason book real quick just to show you.
It's like a haiku.
Yeah, what are we looking at here, bud?
Yeah, this is in the occult books. You always see little riddles like this. Let me find the page in my Mason book. So it says, it's like they have these riddles that are in these triangle forms, and that fucking they always they really love to just hide stuff in surrealism and mystery. Oh fuck, where's it at? It's like this. It's like,
I don't know, sir. You tell me, bud.
In my Mason book, I'll just explain what it is.
Hold that thought, please, sir.
True love is hard to find. Sometimes you think you have true love, and then you catch the early flight home from San Diego, and a couple of nude people jump out of your bathroom blindfolded like a goddamn magic show, ready to double team your girlfriend, and it stops.
You were saying so?
Yeah. So like they like to have riddles in these triangular shaped things. Like in the Mason book that I got, it says at the bottom of this one of these triangle things, it says, "It is for the benefit of these members of the craft seeking more light that this work is especially arranged." And so it's like Albert Pike says. He says when you read the book, read it very slowly because this is what a lot of the occultists always miss is the surrealism and these riddles and stuff. And
So is it more the phonetic sounds of these words?
Not just that, but anagrams, things written backwards and hidden. Like Crowley is famous in his writings for hiding the meaning of things with different words, but he meant something else. Only his initiates would know for sure the bulk of it. But some of them are easy to figure out. Other ones, you can detect right away.
Well, I think we're all initiates if you've watched this film, and we get initiated into what I see are the same bullshit from LaVey and Aquino and their whole semantics about, are we witches? Are we fucking wizards? Are we warlocks? They play this game of what they want to be called. And but one of the first scenes in the film, we get introduced to the old devil lady, right? Who is in fact Polanski's wife, who married him in '89, had children with him, with a fucking kid diddler. That should say something about this individual. I'm just saying, within these cultists, I think this whole film is cultists. You know what I mean? Perpetrating cult shit. That's why it's not a good film objectively, right? This is my analysis upon rewatching. It's not a good film objectively.
It's a satanic film. It's a Luciferian satanic pan film.
It starts out dark. It goes dark. I mean, all the way through it is just tragedy after tragedy, and then it just ends dark. Yeah.
Each subsequent ninth gate, we start with the hangman, which we'll see in the film. But what I'm saying here also is that the whole it's a satanic shit show. So the purpose was not to make a good film objectively. The purpose was to do a bunch of occult shit in a film.
Well, and I think that also this is a period where they were putting anti-heroes up front. They were changing America's perception of what heroes were in the films, and this is just one in a string of anti-heroes that they would run out.
Fly, dude, that fly's suicidal, bro. I don't disagree, sir. I don't disagree. I must have left the door open there. We were saying the anti-heroes. Yeah, well, we get Fight Club, we get Ended Days, we get. I'll bring up 1999 was nothing but apocalyptic films.
Nirvana, just the stuff that they were peddling or pumping by the end of the turn of the century. There, it was just all down. It was just
one thing Joan has pointed out to me. I see him in the chat. Good to see you there, sir.
Jonah,
your taxpayer money. Well, both your old taxpayer money is not Jonah's. He's a Canadian. Finance fed operations to perpetrate apocalyptic cults in America in the 1990s.
Yeah.
I forget the name of it. You can probably post the name of it. I call it Project Wizard, but that's probably not the real name of it.
That'll work. Yeah.
So, I have that clip right here, but it is my analysis. This is all a big occult fucking shit show. It wasn't made to be like, this is a good storyline. There's a good character building. There's a whole plot. I mean, the whole plot is this dude gets hired to go find if this one grimoire is the real one. There's allegedly 3 of them, and they're all fake because the devil's leading him through the entire journey. Is she not?
Yeah.
So he's getting initiated because you see it at the beginning of the film in this clip. He's sleeping during the devil talks, but by the end of it, dude, he's more devil shit than Frank Langella's character is, who hires him in the first place.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, so the
classifying the contemporary perceptions of evil. In Baudelby, we find one of the first definitions of the word witch. I quote, "A witch is a person who, though cognizant of the laws of God, endeavors to act through the medium of a pact with the devil." To assist them in their work, many witches kept familiars, that is to say, creatures such as cats or toads in which supernatural spirits or demons were thought to reside. For those of you, ladies and gentlemen, who wish to delve more deeply into the controversial subject of witchcraft, a great deal of relevant information may be found in the following works: Nicola Remi's Immunolatria Libri and Compendium Maleficata by Francesco Maria Guardi.
I see you were stimulated by my little talk, Mr. Corso. Did I snore? It was nice of you to ask. Oh, not that I noticed.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what are your,
So
what are your gents'
if you
thoughts there
notice,
on that scene?
It reminds me. It reminds me of the movie we reviewed last time, The Believers,
Yeah.
where Martin Sheen is literally he at first he's kind of get that voodoo out of my house, but before long he's just draping himself in chicken blood and ready to do whatever the weird cult
That's a solid
asked him
point,
to
sir.
do.
I had a very similar analysis, if you recall, that he goes through the same initiation process, and the entire time we see in that film, from the time he's in Minneapolis to New York City, is that the cult is in the background targeting his family because he's part of the fucking cult.
Mm-hmm.
We see that here in this film. Everyone fucking knows each other. Everyone's working Johnny Depp, and by the end of it, Johnny Depp's full blown cultist. But I would argue he's a cult. He's a cult member on a fringe in the beginning. But as he gets deeper into what's going on in this higher elite status within the cult, which I think is interesting because, as that lady described, it's a bunch of billionaires doing sex shit.
Yeah,
exactly.
I put four pictures on Twitter for you to show on the screen.
Are they pornographic? If they're pornographic, well, I'm not putting them up there.
They're screenshots of Okay, so the lady in the scene at the beginning, it shows two dragons in one of them, and then the lady, she's sitting there, and that she's got a red sock, blue sock on, and so she's the symbol of the two pillars, and that she is she represents the goddess, quote unquote, or the book itself. It's like in the Masonic lore, it's like the book is the doctrine, or the father, the mother is the temple, and then I can't go into the rest of that till later. But so, and then there's also a couple other pictures. The guy has two dragons.
Let's check this out here on this scene now. Let's stay on this scene for a second, sir, before we go any further.
Okay.
The brakes there, sir. Check your brakes there, if you will. Make sure they're working. No,
watch your six laser beams out there.
This scene is great. There's a great, kickoff to the film because it's got a very deep esoteric and exoteric understanding, because they're describing to us in that scene that a witch is doing the devil's work and has familiars, and that is what we're getting introduced to, right? She is the witch doing the devil's work, and Johnny Depp is her familiar.
Yeah, she's definitely not human, I would say.
I would agree with you. But I didn't catch any aspect of this. So there's a deeper Masonic aspect of this as well, huh?
Yeah, it's like the red and the blue are both the initiation of water, or the baptism water, and then the baptism of fire. The two mothers. It's like basically it's like she's the initiator. That she's the so it's interesting because the name itself of the actress, it's like I think that her name is possibly a name, not a family name, but some kind of, or I don't know, it's strange because her name is Emmanuel Segner, which Emmanuel means like Lamb of God or some shit, or wait, no, how does it go? I forget what it is. Blood of the God or something. I can't remember what it. Emmanuel is the name for God, but like,
you tell me, sir. It's your time, pal.
Well, Segner is a etymologically linked to sangre, which is blood, and so it's very interesting. Yeah, that's the other shot with the red and the blue socks.
Well, and we see, but this is also indicative of her following him around. This is the little breadcrumbs they give us throughout the film of the folks following him around, right?
Yeah, think of it
like
they
all fucking know each other.
Well, it's the same symbol as like the Grateful Dead symbol, where it's red, blue. It's a symbol of magic.
That's a good point. That is a good point.
Yeah, Pepsi uses the same colors as well. It's very interesting because it's like that the two occultists. The one that's the classic Luciferian, and then the woman who's the Pan worshiper, basically. It's like they're both representing as the profane masses of the occult, and then Johnny Depp is like the true adept who's following the goddess into the lore, basically.
Right, because he's ignorant, right? That is the true adept. He's ignorant to this journey that they're setting him on.
Yeah, he's the fool. And then there was one.
But he's
picture of a
following
page
his
of a
true
book.
will. He's following his true will, because I looked at this scene a little closer and thought about it a little bit more, and I thought, man, this reminds me of the Golden Dawn had their magical battles with Crowley and Arthur Edward Waite, and it's the writer.
I thought it was Homeboy. Oh, maybe who was the guy that did the Typhonian stuff?
You're talking about Peter Levenda?
No, the guy who started the Typhonian.
Kenneth Grant. Kenneth Grant. Yep, he's the head of the.
Right?
Yeah, but he's later down the road. He comes around he comes around the 50s, 60s, if I'm not mistaken. 60s, takes over the.
I thought they were a magical war together in the early 1940s. Am I mistaken on that?
They might have been. I only remember reading about Kenneth Grant starting the Typhonian Order in the 60s. I don't recall exactly where him and Crowley, where they'd connected. I'm not sure on that.
I might be getting my Nazi Satanist conflated, sir. So please continue. I apologize.
I'm sure.
I recall them. I recall in my readings of the Crowley nonsense, he's doing basically magical warfare in his sleep, I guess. Right? Was that how it goes?
Well, the first battle you hear about is with the Golden Dawn, where Crowley breaks with the Golden Dawn. And
but they're doing like egregores in their sleep or some shit, dude. I don't remember. You would know more than I do on this.
Oh well, yeah. They talk about sending out egregores or tulpas, or even the Hebrews have golems.
Tulpas, maybe it was tulpa. I don't remember. Dude, it's like, I got like a lion, and their dude's got like a fucking dragon, and they're warfaring, dude. Am I mistaken? Is this not a real thing? Did I make all this up?
Well, I'd just go back. I'd go way back to. I think this is also like a homage to the Golden Dawn and how they had their breakup, and they split in two parts. Kind of like you see Frank Langella, is accusing the satanic group of being they're posers, right? He's the real deal.
At, sir. Thank you. That I like where your brain holds that, sir. That's what I'm getting. You have the guy like I'm the fundamentalist fucking devil, dude. We're the fucking, we're the vanity devil folk over here, and there's different sects, there's different factions, but all these fuckers know each other, and that is the difference, is they all have different factions, these 3 different factions, right?
Yep, and but also, Frank Langella plays the one that he's even more devilish than the cult, but at the end of it, it's Johnny Depp that ends up being the real demon, and he's followed his true will. If you look at the movie, he's the only character that doesn't stray from his true will, which is just this kind of greedy.
Yeah, he's always he's worried about his money.
Yeah, he's just in everything for the money or the gain or the power or whatever. So he follows his true will. So he beats them all out in his devilness shit at the end. Devilness.
Now, it's my understanding when we're talking about these 9th degree stuff, the 9th degree or 9th gates, the 9th degree of the OTO is apparently like, some like, I don't know if it's like OT7, but I think it's like OT7.
Well, I think the 11th degree is the homoerotic degree in the OTO. No joke.
I'm pretty sure they all involve buttholes, because there's one thing I learned about Crowley is he loves the anus.
I studied a bunch of Crowley's books and some OTO books, but I still couldn't tell you. That's about as much as I know about the OTO. Is just the shenanigan.
Sir. Here we go. A 9th degree member of the OTO is an individual who has achieved the highest degree in the OTO. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's comparatively speaking to corporate Satanism of the Scientologies is the OT7s.
Yeah. Yeah, the degrees they vary throughout. The first section of the degrees is considered the Solar, and then the Sirius, and then the Orion degrees or some shit. It's like it's all just symbols of consciousness. It seems to be all it's like Crowley in his book Ceremonial Magic. You can tell that he understands that it's about like psychological stuff, because he's saying that it's all about the colors and the shapes and all these different things that are influencing the mind of the initiate to believe that it's all real, and that's what it was all about, getting them to believe it was real, so then they could get them to supposedly exercise some sort of paranormal powers. I don't know if it's real or not, but if it's real, then we're in deep shit.
I'll say something's real, sir. These fuckers all believe in alien shit, and they all believe in the number 9. So 9 gates. We got the ninth order of OTOs, the top one. We got the order of 9 angles. Each angle represents a different planet, and there's a lot of alien shit involved. They want to tell you about on its face.
Yeah.
This is Nazi Satanism. So
what might be all part of the trick.
Hold on, sir. I'd like to get your thoughts on all these patterns of behavior on both of these, if I may. But then we also see the Council of 9 from Temple of Set, and this is their highest order. So why do we keep? What's this 9 business about? You guys are more steeped in these matters of occultism. I just see these patterns.
Clint was running. He was explaining something on this show the other evening. He pulled up a book, and I don't remember where. I don't remember what your reference was, Clint. But you were showing how the number 9 holds significance for these people because it's the only number that.
Either you came in unreadable. My back. Maybe I broke out for a second.
Go on.
It's the only number that folds in on itself. It's the only number that it's like a snake eating its tail.
Oh shit! Okay, so we see that with the cult here, right? The cult of the silver serpent.
Yep.
And
they did a little.
We get a flash into that next after the scene here because Johnny Depp gets sent on a mission with his book, and the book. Well, the first scene we see is a guy hangs himself. The guy who hangs himself, we learn, is the guy who was the owner of that book, the Satan book, the Grimoire.
Yeah.
And we see his wife comes and bangs Johnny Depp and then bangs his head a bunch with a bottle because she's trying to steal the book back that her husband had somehow lost to his fellow cult member, Frank Langella.
Right.
Yeah.
But when she's banging him, we see on her hip, she's got this tattoo of what we later learn is the Order of the Silver Serpent business.
Yeah. The triple Ouroboros.
It's not the usual one. It's like Clint says, a triple one.
Yeah,
which holds particular significance. That's probably like the 666.
Please indulge me. I'm not familiar with this.
Well, it's like a triple infinity, basically. Like there's Vikings had double ones that the Egyptian would go up to like 20 of them or something, where it would spiral over. There's it's all symbolism of different. It's like they believe their consciousness goes to the stars and stuff and.
Oh, weird, dude! You're telling me they're ancient Egyptian, or like I'm sorry, disregard. I'm looking up the ancient Egyptian Ennead while I'm trying to talk at the same time because we see this 9 repeating pattern even in ancient Egypt with alien shit. You mean to tell me they're ancient alien cargo cultists, huh? Typical.
Well, some of them are, but then some of them it's all just this number thing where it's like these number games that go back to ancient times, and it's like they like to exercise the fanaticism in their initiates. It's like this Albert Pike quote where he says that the initiate believes that they know the key to the mystery, but they are purposely misguided.
That's interesting because we see that in tonight's plotline.
Yeah.
Plug for tonight's film we're discussing because Frank Langella thinks he knows what he's doing and he's misguided because he's got the wrong key.
Yeah. Yep. Let's see. I did have one more screenshot that I sent you. That book page one.
Nope.
That was relevant to the beginning.
Just kidding.
Yeah. So this picture here is it's a guy on a horse and he's doing the symbol of Horus.
Let's not assume his gender, sir. Let's not assume his gender.
So
is that from the movie?
Yeah, he's holding his hand up like saying, like quiet. It's a symbol in all the ancient temples of initiation of the first, of Horus. And
this was one of the gates. So each one of these is a gate, right? We see in the film, right? Each one of these little.
That's the one where it's to be silent. Yeah, that's the one that's to be silent.
Yeah.
No, but to be silent. One of their oaths they take too.
Yeah. So here's the quote from Albert Pike. The blue degrees are but the outer court or portico of the temple. Part of the symbols are displayed there to the initiate, but he is intentionally misled by false interpretations. It is not intended that he shall understand them, but it is intended that he shall imagine that he understands them.
Yep, and that's what we see with Franklin Gella's character here in this film.
Yeah.
Well, that's why a lot of the occultists hate me because they're they always like how do you know because they're always misled with this false interpretations, and they've never really delved past it because they think they already know. You see what I'm saying? It's just ironic. Sorry, go on.
What are your thoughts on this? Look at that one.
Ancient Egyptian, the 9. See, okay, so 9 times 9 is. This is what I was going to get to with alchemy. The goddess. There's 2 goddesses. One is matter, the other is water. Matter is symbolized as the goddess or whatever. So 9 times 9 is 81. And that the modern periodic table has 81 stable elements of matter. And that the occultists are also scientists, and they base some of their science off from ancient religion. It's like Darwin and his evolution theory, and I mean, there's books that speak of the Masonic degrees as symbols of evolution of man. Like the Lemurian was the man before there was 2 genders, according to
it's always about the evolution of man with these occult fuckers, dude.
Yeah, they think it's their duty to evolve us.
Yeah, so check this out. So this is where we get mounds and obelisks from the same tale here.
Yeah, the Ennead.
The ancient 9 ancient alien gods here of Egypt. In the city of Heliopolis, you know those dick statues, those giant dick statues. One's in London, one's in Central Park, Cleopatra's Needle. They used to sit at the gates of Heliopolis.
Yeah,
which is hold on, sir. Which is where in their creation myth here. I don't want to go into too far details, but it involves a mound and a giant dick statue.
Yeah. The answer is in the number of sides of the obelisk. It has 9 sides.
Is that the password? I thought the password was New England clam chowder.
Swordfish.
Well, they're always about passwords. We get a little bit of that in the film here in the next couple scenes as Johnny Depp's getting into his initiation. Right there, there's an aspect of when he's going to see those dudes at the bookstore. Right there's a bit of sign countersign kind of business going on. You're one of us, we're one of you. Hey, that kind of deal.
Yeah.
The whole movie's that they're all in the circles. They're all in the same circles. They have this love of books, and
they call it a double Dutch rudder. That's the circle they
books about the devil. Yeah.
And when it's not gay, they
there
tell
you go. There you go.
They're grabbing each other's arm.
Totally. Call that the glad hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. I mean, we're talking about modern. Again, we're talking neo process and old process, Polanski and that, but we're always talking about ancient alien cargo cults.
Yeah,
they haunt the pale moon beams. Heard that?
Definitely.
Yeah. Here's a degree of this is Masonic degrees.
Is there 9 magical? Does that mean because Crowley thought it was magical, right?
Well, the Ennead of ancient Egypt was It was well, I was about to share it, but now I need to share something else. I'll send you a link to the picture. Well, this has to do with modern Baha'ism.
Well, while you're looking for that, let me play our next film clip here, please.
Yeah.
Let me find our next film clip. How about that one first, fella? Yeah.
You have 30 minutes.
Yes, Monsieur Corso. Oh, yes, Mr. Corso. Come in. I've heard a great deal about you.
Oh, nothing good, I hope.
You hope, right. Merci, Simon.
Well, I'm reassured, Baroness, because in my trade, to be spoken well of can be professionally disastrous. My God.
Yes, there it is. The Kessler collection.
You know, I know your catalog almost by heart.
Strange we haven't met before. Your name is a byword among dealers and collectors. But I imagine you know your own reputation better than I do.
Yes, well, it does keep the wolf from the door, so to speak. I'm sorry, Baroness, were you in the middle of something?
My latest work, The Devil, History and Myth, a kind of biography. It will be published early next year.
Mm-hmm. Why the devil?
I saw him one day. I was 15 years old, and I saw him as plain as I see you now. It was love at first sight.
You know, 300 years ago, you'd have been burned at the stake for saying something like that.
300 years ago, I wouldn't have said it. Nor would I have made $1 million by writing about it.
Yeah.
What is it you wish to discuss, Mr. Corso?
There's a book.
So we could y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Am I deaf? I might be deaf. So that I missed the hangman clip. So we see the first one is the hangman. That's the step 2, though. That's number 2 in the initiations, is meeting this Baroness lady, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We got a man down. We got a man down.
She's lame of her limbs below her legs or whatever. It's like she also is kind of like the Blavatsky type character.
Yeah, okay, I like that. So his buddy gets hangman, right? His buddy gets hangman.
Yeah.
And that's this one right here in the first. It's not in order though, right?
It's definitely not in order. But see, it's like with the Kabbalism in the tree, it's like each card would be a Sephiroth, and the different paths on the tree have different.
Is this a link, dude? I apologize, sir. Is this a link you sent me? Because it looks, I don't know what this is, dude. It's like 4 pages long.
Yeah, it's just a link to the image itself.
I'm not. I think this is the devil, sir. I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
I think the devil's got you.
Putting out devil propaganda there.
Yep.
Yeah. So this image, imagine the Ennead of ancient Egypt, the 8 with the 9th hidden god, and you'll notice that each major religion is on each point of the thing, all around it, and then so those are
Baha'i shit, dude?
Yeah, this is Baha'i, and then the
Fuck
9th
me,
one is the son of the sun. Basically, it's the original repeating itself through the top, and so this is the ancient symbol of Egypt of the Ennead, the 8 with the 9th hidden god, which was Aten, the concealed one. And that if you notice the necklaces they wear have 9 stars and 9 pointed stars, and that and then if you could just put my profile picture up, I'll put it in the private chat. It's the symbol of the.
I got it right here.
Okay.
There he is.
It was
Clint in all his shining glory.
The symbol, yeah. So that's the 33rd degree symbol. You notice it's 3 triangles interlaced, red, white, and blue, and that it's the symbol of the 9-pointed star of the same symbol as the Baha'ism. And then it's so basically the 33rd degree is Baha'ism, and that this whole 9 thing, the 9th gate, all this symbolism, it's all the same. It's all the same surrealist story of these occultists. We're getting, they're pulling a fast one on us.
Dude, it wasn't me, dude. Dude, how is it that I just pull up my fucking Twixter here and this is what I get?
That's funny.
Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Hey, Todd, is this real life?
Yeah. Now, who's that on the cover?
Look, guys, I'm live.
Who's that on the cover of Time?
Look, guys, I'm live.
Yeah, who is that dude?
Todd.
Oh. Screen down. Yeah, who was that on that cover?
I was bullshit. What do you want? I've derailed our show. I apologize. What were you saying, sir?
Oh.
Go ahead.
We almost said the alien cult guy. Yeah.
I don't know. Do you want me to flip my computer upside down? I don't know. How do you want me to do this?
Who's on the cover of Time there?
I presume it's Donald Trump.
Okay. Is this recent?
I mean, it's on my screen right now, so let me look.
I'm just curious.
my brand new brain hole. Give me 1 second. Let's see here.
The Hanged Man.
That's interesting. At Time Magazine, care to comment? Well, apparently that is the new cover. Yeah.
No, there you go. The Hanged Man. What a bunch of baloney from Time Magazine, but okay.
Dude, how wild is that? Though we just got done talking
about that's totally wild.
Shit, dude.
That's totally wild. I was gonna bring out some cards, to show like some of the original designs.
Look at
Clint's got that. I got my Rider Waite Tarot deck.
Yeah.
I don't want to do.
With
I don't want
the,
no that. I don't want no magic stuff here, Todd.
No, I'm just saying they ripped
I
off
got
the
no
book.
disrespect for magic stuff. If you want to do magic, I'm just saying I don't want to do no magic stuff here. Don't be. Are you?
No, we're not
initiated
doing
right now?
magic.
Is that what's
We're
going
not
on here?
doing magic.
Well,
I'm showing where they ripped the images off for the movie.
Dude,
See that devil card there?
tarot
You know?
isn't the tarot is just symbols. It's tarot.
Similar things, you know, the sun coming up
Right.
over the
Right.
background.
So
The
these
castles,
9 gates
the
are based on these tarot
castles.
cards, then, right?
So yeah, so what they did is they took the tarot cards, you know, and that's what I was saying. This movie reminded me of, you know, Pamela Coleman Smith is the famous artist on the Rider-Waite deck. When the Golden Dawn split in two, there's probably two decks that are the most famous decks in the world. One is Crowley's deck, and the other one is the Rider-Waite deck. And
there's something called a Maynard deck.
There probably is. That's probably like the Tool Tarot or whatever, you know, Maynard from Tool.
No,
but
like
I'm not
like
sure.
Myself and Charles Manson, sir.
There is every tarot deck you can think of in the world. Yeah, you can have one designed immediately if you'd like one. I'm sure.
No, I
There's
read
a
it
company
somewhere.
producing.
I'm not well versed in the tarots. I read it someone referencing the Maynard deck, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. And I don't have time for this, but I don't have time for this Satan shit. But no offense, sir. But
so in the tarot though, that's the Hanged Man. In the tarot, yeah.
If I may, sir. So what is if you're knowledgeable in these tarot deck cards? So in comparison to these ninth gates, so you're saying that each one of these ninth gates is based upon a tarot deck card?
No, it's a loose composite.
So what is your meta analysis on the 9 gates versus the tarot gate comparisons? What's your take on that?
Well, 9 stops short of 10, so it's not, you know, 9's just short of 10. It's a magic number again, like we were talking about, and the 11th is the hidden, you know, is the hidden number on the Kabbalah, in the Tree of Life in the Kabbalah. Like the tarot deck is the major arcana is divided into, it has 22 cards, and it's like a mirror image. The Kabbalah, most people just see the 10 spheres, but there's an 11th sphere that's hidden in the center, and going through it, it's like the abyss. Yeah, you can get to all the other spheres. It's like a shortcut.
Is this the name it? Give me a name. Klamath?
The ass. But the Klephos is the reverse Kabbalah.
There you go, sir. I called it Klamath. I told you I'm not good with these things.
Klamath is close enough because
66.
everybody pronounces it different.
I read a book, sir.
Klephos.
I read a book from this Waite fella you're talking about, I believe.
Yeah, Arthur Edward Waite.
What?
What? It's called Kabbalah. It's called Kabbalah shit. I named it that, not him.
There you go. Yeah. Definitely, yeah. He had books on all that Kabbalah. He's the one that commissioned.
Right on Kabbalah, so this is again.
He commissioned Pamela Coleman Smith to do the Rider-Waite tarot deck.
What's her name? Yeah. Pamela Coleman Smith. Pamela
Coleman Smith, which is another interesting character that's American-born but goes over to England when she's young, and then her parents are American, but they're over in England, and then she meets the Golden Dawn, and. Yeah, and she becomes this. She's also in the theater. You know, she's producing miniature theater in England. What does that remind you of?
Journey from Milan to Minsk.
It sounds like one of William Colby's. Somebody who could get along well in William Colby's operation. You know, miniature theater.
Call Bill Colby up, Henry Kissinger, Cocaine Bob, get them all together.
Yeah, miniature theater, moving things around, hurrying, bringing some people out on the set, and then hurrying and pulling them back for each change of the.
Well, dude, again, so Wag the Dog is I think again Robert De Niro again is his career's thanks to Cocaine Bob. He's playing the Henry Kissinger character. Dustin Hoffman's overtly playing the Cocaine Bob character, and they're making up fucking. You don't think, you mean to tell me that's not a documentary? Wag the Dog.
Everybody I've talked to said it is. It's like a documentary. Yeah,
it's like a mockumentary, dude, based on real life shit. These
totally.
Two here. These two
totally.
Yeah, you got to see it, Todd.
That's what I've heard. Everybody's told me, you got to see that, man.
I have to give a salute to one of the folks at the interwebs there, associate there, Chris. he's brought my attention to these matters. The David Mamet films, not just Wag the Dog, dude. So, again, the esoteric nature of a lot of these films, again, I think is very interesting. What is embedded in our, the mass, subconscious of our society through these films.
Definitely. He's on the hero's journey here too. It's the same. It's like Campbell's book, but it's for the anti-hero. He's like the young devil that becomes the king devil at the end of the movie.
I mean, look at this, dude. Wag the Dog was released 1 month before the news broke of the Clinton Lewinsky affair scandal. When I say the news broke, they massaged that for months to release it at the right time. So it didn't break for months.
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder, dude. It really makes you wonder about a lot of these things, huh?
Yeah, a lot of these things that are happening right now.
Nope.
You wonder if there aren't some distractions going on with some of these stories. They're not breaking them.
Was
right.
Hillary Hinkin and David Mamet, dude. So Mamet writes some interesting films. Are y'all familiar with him?
No.
I wasn't.
Mamet sounds like a Middle Eastern name, doesn't it?
I was gonna say Lebanese, maybe. I don't know. What are we talking here? Dude, don't make me guess ethnicities here, buddy.
Sorry.
What are we doing?
Chicago, Illinois. He's
Pakistani. I'm
Polish
sure.
Jews, buddy. Polish Jews. It says. I don't know, man. I don't know why that.
Okay.
He's born in Chicago in the thing.
Yeah, but he isn't. I mean, he looks kind of Mediterranean. I mean, maybe
Yeah, he does.
Lebanese or something. Maybe
Maybe Isle of Turkey.
Yeah. So, Turkey, dude. He could be Turkish, dude. I don't know. Look at him.
Turkey's a hotbed of that.
I don't want to derail us. He does a lot of good films.
He's probably Russian.
Untouchables, Hoffa, The Postman, Always Rings Twice. That's a Cocaine Bob film, adjacent film right there with Jack Nicholson, right?
Yeah.
Whenever you got Cocaine Bob's Boys, Jack, and a Paramount Pictures production, and this is right when Cocaine Bob gave the reins of Paramount to his buddy Barry Diller. Y'all know Barry Diller?
Yeah. He big in the news. Barry Diller, billionaire.
Oh, dude, he's
am I
he's a
thinking
big
of
media
another
conglomerate guy,
Diller?
right? Yeah. He's also known for his all-boy Thanksgivings. Barry Diller's sexy all-boy Thanksgivings. He would take a team of young boys to an island for Thanksgiving. He's married to Diane von Furstenberg. She ain't real royalty. She used to marry royalty.
Oh man, kind of like David Ferry would take the young boys to his thing to have whatever they did. David Ferry mentor the young kids in the Civil Air Patrol or whatever they were.
This is a dark fucker. He does some darker shit, I'm sure, than Ferry did. But you're on.
Spooky. Yeah.
Cocaine Bob's underling. He passed off Paramount to Barry Diller, dude. Diller's Killers bring us all of 90s, 80s, and 90s TV too. This is a major figure in media productions. You are correct on that.
Yeah, I've seen him. He's an ugly bastard. Ugly.
You ask them boys, it's all boys Thanksgivings. They bet they had a good time.
Oh yeah.
They caught AIDS.
Charlie Sheen was around hanging out there.
I don't know. Maybe Charlie Sheen and his buddy Alex Jones were doing coke there together. I don't know. I mean, Bill Hicks.
Or probably, if not there, somewhere not far away. Yeah.
Who owns Paramount now? That's going to be Larry Ellison's son. And folks want to talk about Epstein Island. Y'all seen Larry Ellison's island? That thing's like 10 times bigger than Epstein Island.
Whew. Does he own an island like off the coast of Hawaii or a Hawaiian island too? Is that what
I think he's down more in the Marlon Brando department of the French Polynesian areas, but I could be wrong.
Okay. I thought I heard recently he owns an island near Hawaii.
No, he owns one of the Hawaiian islands, apparently.
Yeah. Which isn't cheap, I'm sure.
How do you own one of the Hawaiian islands?
Man, you'd have to know somebody.
Oprah.
Dude, Oprah owns a property on an island. She owns her own fucking island, dude.
She's a Baha'ist and a Christ consciousness alien fucking cult lady.
Oh, dude, this is super occult, dude. So you all don't know Larry Ellison and Mr. CIA guy?
Oh yeah,
I've definitely heard the name.
Spooky.
Yeah, his son just bought out Viacom, CBS, Paramount. All these things are all part of the Ellison franchise.
They own like 1/6 of all media in the United States right now because of that merger.
It's documented that Oracle was started as a CIA operation with Ellison. So this is, it's interesting, but nonetheless, he's a deep occultist, and he uses, speaking of the CIA's blazing star, I believe Oracle uses a similar symbol, has used a similar symbol in their logos, if I'm not mistaken. We see the blazing star here represented at the end of this film too, as well, and I think the last stage of initiation, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, some consider the pentacle itself as the. Well, I mean, that's a long story, I guess.
Well, the pentacle sits in the center, but man, it's got the blazing rays going off it. First thing I saw when I saw that was I thought of Clint, who always talks about the blazing star, the star Sirius.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah, boom, that is right there at the very end. That's the whole grand scheme of the movie, is that star at the very end. Yeah, shining over us.
He reaches the ninth ascension or whatever.
Maybe he's walking through a portal at the end. Possibly the castle gates are like a portal.
Oracle's all about giving away these star awards. So this is what I was referencing as their version of the blazing star.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Clouds
Crowley said that every
dark
man
clouds coming out of the star. Yeah.
Yeah, every man is a star, according to Crowley.
Every man, woman, and child is a star. You included JJ, according to Crowley.
I'm out, dude. And then we see the CIA, right? We see their blazing star, right?
Oh yeah, there it is. Yep. How many points is on that? Anybody know? That's quite a few.
Tell me, sir. You tell me.
I could be like a 12.
16.
16. There you go.
Yeah.
7, God's number. Yeah.
So, is there a different version? Like, is there different meanings behind these different stars, or they're all representations of Sirius?
Well, I would say that the background itself has the meaning. The blue and the Masons is Mercury, and that Mercury and Venus are technically also blazing stars as well. There's all this dispute in the books where it's like mainly they refer to either Sirius. Well, mainly they refer to Sirius as the blazing star, but then sometimes they refer to the sun or Mercury and Venus as the blazing star. So it's all this, and so that's where that Albert Pike thing comes in, where the initiate is purposely misled on what the blazing star actually is, because all the modern occultists will say it's Venus, but the old books say Sirius, which Todd has picked up on.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I don't know what they got about Sirius. Sirius reminds me of Arthur. Arthur C. Clarke wrote a book about
Arthur C. Clarke, Kid Diddler.
Yeah, he wrote a book about
the occultist Kid Diddler, who was part of the OTO. The OTO, that one.
Yeah. He broke down Alpha Centauri, which is where the star Sirius. Star system Siriusite is, and it's a binary system. It's a twin star, so it makes it weird and unique. And our old buddy Arthur C. Clarke, he was making the public wise to.
According to his editor and an agent, literary agent, Forrest J. Ackerman, they were all part of a science fiction writers club. They were all part of the Agape Lodge, and they all joined Scientology. And lo and behold, we find Forrest J. Ackerman, a founding member of the Church of Satan. Go fucking figure.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say the Church of Satan and basically all these dark side clubs are Illuminati. They all pretend to illuminize the initiate, and the initiate itself is just a tool to use for the quote unquote great work, which is simply the order itself taking over the world. And that it's like they make so many rabbit holes of illusions and what was that word that Todd used earlier, the egregores. They create these ideas which are just they get everybody to blame one thing or another, not seeing the control behind the group itself, the power of it, and how they're wreaking havoc on society's psyche.
Well, I think what these do, this is ancient. You know how the Catholic Church has a white pope and a black pope?
Please tell me.
They also have a gray pope. Yeah.
Well, they also have a black Madonna as well.
Yeah. So they have two branches. The black pope's over the Jesuits. If I'm not mistaken.
We lived in no longer a segregated society, sir. You're telling me we did?
Well, it's a symbolism. It's not actually.
Yeah, one's the head of the Jesuits, right?
Yeah, one's the head of the Jesuits, and then the other one's the head of the church or whatever, the rest of the church. But they also have a gray pope, and so they play sides. It's like, this reminds me of my favorite scene from the movie JFK, where who plays David Ferry?
Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci is explaining to he's explaining to Garrison. He's like, who's at the bottom of this? Who's behind this? And says, man, don't you get it? We're switching sides all the time. It's fun and games. And so one day they're fighting with
right here, sir.
Cubans. Yeah. One day they're fighting. And then the next they're switching sides. It's fun and games, man.
I don't think there's a difference between occultism and spook stuff. Again, the CIA, I argue, is a cult purveying themselves as an intelligence operation, and Scientology is an intelligence operation and purveying itself as a cult.
Yeah.
So
and by switching sides back and forth, they let one side gain a bunch of ground, and then they fund the other side, so it gains a bunch of, pushes the one side back, and it goes back and forth, and it pushes us all along in the direction they want us to go.
Exactly, dude. It perpetuates a system that stimulates money, economy, and nonsense.
They got you for life.
Yeah.
Shaw's an untouchable, highest clearance. Shaw, Oswald, the Cubans, all agency.
About Ruby.
Jack was a pimp. He was a bagman for the Dallas mob. He used to run guns to Castro when he was still on our side. We almost had Castro with us, then we tried to whack him. Everybody's flipping sides all the time. It's fun and games, man, fun and games.
Mob, dude, how are they thinking this?
It's agency too, man. CIA and the Mafia working together, trying to whack out the beer, mutual interest. They've been doing it for years. It's the greatest thing you could dream. Well, check out something called Mongoose, Operation Mongoose.
See, that's what you're talking about right there.
Yeah.
You see in the film, that's what these cultists are doing to each other. They're all fucking each other over.
Yeah.
Exactly.
One hand, I've been doing this. One hand washes the other series, kind of. I'm not naming it, but that's basically what it is.
Yeah, it's
double
Dutch running each other in all the Satan shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we're in the middle of it. We get stuck in. The general public gets stuck in the middle of these clowns.
Yeah, it's all the
putting on their sideshow. And so, again, it's theater. It reminds you of the theater.
That is David Ferry, the wandering bishop who was the Civil Air Patrol leader in 1954 for Lee Harvey Oswald and, wait for it, Colby's queer, future drug runner for the Iran-Contra business, Barry Seal, who was also the fourth cousin Seal of Jimmy Carter at the same time.
Oh, man. Wow. Okay. Now we know where Barry Seal gets his start. Yeah.
Who's third great grandfather Seal, much like Lee Harvey Oswald's second great grandfather Oswald, both members of the Society of Cincinnati, Captain William Seal out of North Carolina, and Major Joseph Oswald out of Georgia. And somehow they're in the same Civil Air Patrol unit in 1954, and somehow David Ferry is their fucking leader.
Yeah, that's pretty fishy. That fish smells loosely wrapped to me.
It's something, all right. All these fuckers know each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're Cooper believed that. I mean, technically Cooper quotes all the stuff, but I can't quote the laws. But Cooper says that every intelligence agency was basically everything in the whole world that's major and running the world seems to be chartered from the International Monetary Fund of the UN, and it's
I agree.
We're all getting screwed. Yeah. Yeah, the IRS is the UN, the ATF is the UN, the FCC.
I work for the UN. I work for the UN. You're out of uniform, by the way. I hope you're this time. You got to get your UN uniform on. We all work there now. No,
Careful wearing blue helmets.
Ahead of his game, and there was other characters as well. made similar conclusions prior to and contemporary with Cooper, but he makes some excellent points that we do all work for the UN now.
Yeah. I'm still looking for that one, the 9 folding.
It reminds you again, Obama helping create the Muslim Brotherhood, right? Which starts out, it's this great organization. And then it's a terrorist organization. Then it's designated a terrorist organization. And so, they do this with Al Qaeda, or whatever. Osama bin Laden, he's helping us. He's our friend. And now he's turned on us. Oh, now he's our enemy. And so when they want to overthrow,
narratives were sold though, but behind closed doors, these fuckers don't know each other.
Yeah, well, some say that back in the day, the 2000s, there's on the internet, there was rumors. Cooper talks. Well, I guess it's not Cooper, but I've got some old pictures off the old internet of people talking about the Obama being the Baha'u'llah of the Baha'ist cult. It's very interesting. That's
I would like to see that.
Yeah,
maybe tonight, but I would like to see that because we do know some of the known knowns, if you will. When I don't want to go down into psychopath thought process here tonight, but when the known knowns, here we go, is he's likely the son of an Islamic who was Obama's daddy, and what does he do? Well, his daddy was likely the leader of an Islamic sex cult named Muhammad Subud. And we see Oprah being involved in that same Subud cult out of Chicago. And we see Oprah being associated with the Baha'i faith. So what you're saying to me makes a lot of sense in my brain hole. There is a crossover there, well established in my brain hole already with these two activities.
Yeah. Yeah, plus Obama's a huge commie, and he's also a Mason. And
you're fucking right, he is.
They're freaking, they're running game on the whole world, making fortune, making millions and billions of dollars, and they're only making the rich richer and the poor poorer, and they've got this is how I like to put it. They've got all these Marxists on the streets working for free for the rich man up in Moscow.
Idaho.
It's the pressure from above, pressure from below model that the communists use. They get the agitators in the streets making a bunch of trouble. And then they get the people at the top that are the other side that's going to oppose them. And by the time the clash is done, we all lose. By the time the clash is done, we all end up losing our civil liberties and our freedoms or whatever.
Well, that's the goal. It's authoritative control, regardless of what political structure you want to paint over top of it.
Yeah. So they keep a strategy of tension. They keep society in this tense state. And then they can pull it back and forth, fund this side a little bit, fund that side a little bit, and then they go back and forth. But we're always seesawing closer and closer to the one world government and the God knows what, the beast system or whatever they call it.
Well, I mean, it is all these Satanists are always fucking commie bastards. You know what I mean? It does go without, it shouldn't be ignored.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on which version of Satanists you're into. Like Anton LaVey's version, they're atheists.
The word is.
Anton LaVey doesn't worship Satan. He's an atheist or whatever, right?
Well,
that's his. I don't know.
Well, now we're talking about what the definition of the word is, sir.
True.
So before we get too far off base, I do want to thank you and Clint, who stepped away, you Todd, for joining me here tonight to go GCD, and you folks at the interwebs for joining us here on this an occult and or esoteric review of the 1999 cinematic satanic shit show, The Ninth Gate. Again, it's a shitty film. I highly don't recommend it. But if you do watch it, it's worth watching for a sense of what these fuckers believe, right? What these fuckers believe. And in that belief system, we see again this ongoing initiation until essentially Johnny Depp becomes a god. Am I wrong?
Yeah, it's pretty much that. I'd recommend checking it out if you want to see a decent movie. I'm for checking it out if you want to see a decent movie. It's got a great score. I don't know who does the soundtrack there on it, but it's got an orchestra, full orchestra going. The
Operation
photography is
GCD, I
beautiful.
respect you using your brain hole for God's intended purposes, and I'm happy to disagree with you. It's you're welcome to have a differing opinion on what I call a satanic shit show.
But the movie's dark and horrible, and it's just full of trauma and all that. It's kind of it's a horror show.
I think they're initiating the viewer, dude. I really do. I think I'm not well versed in the occult. In my rudimentary understanding of it, I feel like they're trying to get in my brain hole with some occult shit, dude.
No, I'd agree with you.
Oh, you're not there? Okay. I'm just fucking with Clint.
There you go. I would agree with you completely. I think that they say the mind can't tell the difference between a real or an imagined event. So when you're watching traumatic images, the brain's receiving it as if it's it's experiencing it. So it is a way of initiating you into trauma.
Dude. Yeah, and Obama's not a real commie. They're never real. All these fuckers, dude, they're never real anything. They just perpetrate some ideals on everybody else. What do you say, Clint? What are your thoughts on that? Are you not ready? I did that on purpose. So I don't know why I'm being a jerk to Clint. Welcome back, sir.
I just had to take a leak.
When you were gone, I was queuing up questions. I'm like, oh, you're not there? Okay, fine.
My bad. I had to take a leak.
No, dude, you're fine. I was just being a jackass. It's kind of my default setting at times, but well, that wasn't it. And boom, well, still not it. All right. Well, I'm clearly not operating this thing very well tonight. Am I drunk? Who's driving this thing? Stevie Wonder.
There you go.
Getting
a contact guy.
Bring this thing in for a close here. I got everyone wants to talk about. All right. Well, we're going to talk Barry Soetoro here for a moment. Let's talk about who his daddy is and what does he do, because I got that right here for y'all. Boom. Mohammed Subud. That's Barry's daddy. Islamic sex cult leader from Indonesia. Says it's got groups in Hawaii. They got groups everywhere, including Chicago, in which Oprah Winfrey is connected to, and likely old Barry was part of, and that's why they're so in tight together there as well. But that is, if you think that ain't his father, well, the lady that releases the birth certificate, the appointee there in the state of Hawaii Health and Human Services, old Loretta Fuddy, who died in that weird plane accident, right? Boom. She was the head of the Subud cult in America. She's the one who organized and gave the keynote addresses at the annual conferences. These things are readily available on the interwebs. Or they're not. I'll do a whole show on that one.
I definitely co-signed to that.
Sounds like the movie. Sounds like the movie The Believers over there to me, or the Ninth Gate. Totally.
Right.
These people in the background making sure he gets to where he needs to go. Gets through the Ninth Gate. Obama.
Right. We see a bunch of weird deaths around Obama too, dude. No different than some other known occultists like the Clintons.
Yeah.
And then they did the devil horns. You remember the period where they had Obama pictured with devil horns? And just recently,
I remember that picture, sir. Not only do I remember that picture, I'm hollering at you. The lady that posted that to her Instagram account. I try to find the source of these matters, and I was shocked and appalled to find that lady lived in Huntington, Vermont, my bootleg hometown. They're in the northern Appalachian areas. They're along the Appalachian Trail, and Camel's Hump is the mountain there. She's not from there. She's from the neighboring town of Richmond. However, I went deep to find out this lady's story, because she confirmed on her Instagram that was Barack Obama. So what is this lady who has this very small art studio in Huntington, Vermont, doing, taking photographs of wizard costumes on the fucking president?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she wasn't the one that took one of Trump just recently that was allowed to get into the right position to take the picture of Trump with the horns, the devil horns, this last weekend.
I'm not familiar with that picture, so you'll have to send it to me.
It was big news. That was all over the headlines.
Breaking news.
Trump has horns.
You, bud. I'm a little behind the times, sir.
I hear you. I caught that story and I thought, oh, didn't this happen to Obama? Wasn't he crowned with the horns at one point in time?
I've been under the weather, so to speak, under some ailments as of late, but also be on the lookout. There's been a number of sightings of giant crypto Elmo guys eating animals.
Which is never good. Watch out.
You're going to want to watch out for that. I'm going to keep an eye out for that one.
Where's Ted Gunderson when we need him to
Where
protect
is
us from
Ted
Elmo?
Gunderson? We need the ghost of Ted Gunderson. Someone do a seance on that, Satan people. Bring back Ted.
Totally. FBI needs some new old blood. Yeah,
we need some more
Ted Gunderson
COINTELPRO
style.
Bring back Ted.
Ugh. I think we got major COINTEL operations going myself right now with the way it looks out there.
Dude, we're on psyops, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely I've seen a lot of shit going on 1013. Some kind of reminded me of either it's definitely connected with the Templars, I think.
But it's always cultists, dude. Look, again, extensions of Rosemary's Baby, Polanski, and Cocaine Bob. Here to talk of the evening, old Polanski and gang. We got Frank Sinatra in the middle. He's allegedly Mia Farrow's father and was her husband at the time of Rosemary's Baby. We got what we're told is Woody Allen on the left and Mia Farrow's son, Ronan Farrow. He brings us some of these recent psyops on sex scandals. He's the one who brought us all the Diddler Gate around Weinstein.
I see.
You mean to tell me that ain't Woody Allen's son, dude? That's all Frankie Blue Eyes.
Definitely.
It's interesting because Woody Allen was in that first James Bond movie that we did for the other couple shows ago.
Dude.
Woody Allen play James Bond, or was he?
He was like a bad guy or something. It was that Casino Royale.
The satirical one, that Casino Royale. It was.
I know all James Bond movies.
It seemed like it was made by a Theosophist.
But I can't remember. I can't remember if it was Woody Allen or Peter Sellers that played James Bond.
Fleming tells us so. He's the author. Le Chiffre in that. We did a salute to Heidi Love, who joined me here recently on this one, as well as Jacob J. there on the Occult and Esoteric review of the James Bond villains. Jacob
Great
J.
show.
Rise to Liberty. That dude keeps trying to out JJ me, sir. I don't have none of that. The awesome stuff there, and Ian Fleming says Le Chiffre was based on Crowley.
Yeah, exactly. And Ian Fleming watched Crowley working supposedly on German prisoner Theodore Roos, or
you mean the guy who you mean the guy who restarted the Bavarian Illuminati?
No, I'm talking about the guy from England or from Germany that escaped to England. Was that him?
Yeah. And the reason he escaped to England is because King Charles's fucking grandfather or great uncle, I don't remember now. He's the one who got him. He got him out of charges. Him and Crowley both. And
supposedly Crowley was used to come in and use his interrogating skills with a combination of peyote and a few other mind control drugs that England was using Crowley as their top interrogation guy.
Well,
according to Richard Spencer's.
There's a lot to unpack there. But we're being led by, my point there is, I think that's a good example, you bring up. We're being led by occultists. They kind of depict that in this Order of the Silver Serpent. They're described as basically the world's leaders, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got some real famous. That real famous chef was on the show. So I want to bring up that the lady that's the pan part of the cult, the orgiastic lower natures. Her last name is Martin. She's Saint Martin, and that the Martinists of France were known as devil worshippers, and that they were also tied to the Illuminati of Weissaup's order, and that I can't remember what ball. Yeah, and it's there's a couple other images here. Yeah, so here it's a view in the window. You see the Black Madonna, and that the Black Madonna is the symbol of the goddess or the matter, quote unquote. So that they're see, it's interesting because all the serpent symbolism. It's like in the occultists, they're trying to take man back to the Garden of Eden. And this is the two dragons at the end with the she's got a bed with the serpents on it because they're orgiastic, and that the you can see the silver serpent and the but so here's the collusion of, or the when the two get together and fucking he decides to strangle her, and then but notice the symbol behind them, the tree with the serpent from the Garden of Eden, because when they're all nude, they're in the garden, quote unquote. It's all like psychological. It's very interesting. Yeah, the devil. He
This
fucks
is all
her.
very interesting,
Now-
dude. I like
now
the brain holes that, sir.
She reminds me of the Whore of Babylon, in the apocalyptic tale.
How dare you, sir?
The female at the end.
She's a nice lady of Babylon.
Now the
But
first
she's
lady
riding the
he
dragon at
screws,
the end.
the first lady he
Johnny Depp
screws
is
in
the
the
dragon.
movie. Exactly.
Sorry.
She's riding it. Well, yeah, she's riding the dragon like in Revelations, the Whore of Babylon. But the first lady
Well,
reminds me of what.
That's the witch we got introduced to with the red and the blue sock right there. That is her. We see her at the end of the film. He's been fully introduced. We see the blazing star come up in the castle where he goes to meet her in the castle that's depicted in this.
The first woman that he screws, though, reminds you of what Crowley called the Scarlet Woman. He always had to have a Scarlet Woman, to help him with his magical operations or whatever. She screws him. She's trying to get the book out of him. But the girl at the end,
red-haired, right?
Yeah. But the girl at the end, she is like the Whore of Babylon.
Video clips here, sir, if I may, to play these pictures that correspond with these pictures you're showing.
Please do.
Boom. I think I cut the teddies out, hopefully. Yep. All right. Thankfully, I did.
Is that it? Is the game over?
For Balkan, yes. That's for you.
Why didn't it work for Balkan?
The ninth engraving was a forgery.
Where's the real one? I want it.
You're running low on gas.
It worked for Balkan.
The ninth engraving was a forgery.
I have no idea what's going on right now.
It worked for Balkan. It worked for Balkan.
Still unclear. We might be getting taken over by Satan here.
Is that it? Is the game over?
For Balkan, yes. That's for you.
Why didn't it work for Balkan?
The ninth engraving was a forgery.
Where's the real one? I want it.
You're running low on gas.
So my take on that, he's fully initiated because at the beginning he's sleeping through the Satan talk, and now he's full blown Satan shit.
Yeah, he's gonna take over the order here at the end.
Yeah,
right. He's like, what? Because he goes in that car chase. He's like, you know what I want, and I didn't know what he wanted, but now we know what he wanted. He wanted the power of the cult.
All along, the whole movie.
Yeah, that picture of the lady with the dragon. Johnny Depp was the dragon, and she had sex with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. So, but she's kind of playing that succubus role because again, at the beginning he's just a dude with a book, and then at the end he's like, I'm Satan shit, So
totally.
I got another clip of that.
That's exact.
Oiga, hermano Ceniza. ¿Cómo? Hermano Ceniza.
Pepe López. Ricardo Herrera.
Sí. You speak English?
Oye, cuidado que va a ir de ahí. Atrás. Con cuidado. Despacio, que es más bruto. Aguanta.
So we see he goes that page you were just showing Clint. That's where he no longer is. He's no longer the adept. He's now initiated, right? And we see that it's when he realizes that lady who he just banged at the castle on fire was really the demon lady, and he sees her in the book, and then he follows her to the blazing star here in a moment. But this is the revelation there, right?
Yeah. If you notice, and I got a picture here. The guy gets marked. He's got 3 marks on his face, and then Johnny Depp as well. He gets the marks from the chick right there. He gets the 3 marks on him.
Yeah.
And then
that happened when they first started banging.
Yeah, and some of the I've noticed some of the diagrams of the treasure room of the symbolic Solomon's Temple of the Mason stuff, and it always has 3 marks above on the walls, and I thought that was interesting.
Well, this is an interesting comment from Uncle Ted. Thank you. The Devil's Advocate is better. They reference this as the Devil's Advocate, which is interesting because that's another Cocaine Bob adjacent film with Al Pacino.
Is it?
Well, that's who made Al Pacino's career with The Godfather was old Cocaine Bob.
Gotcha. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, you know how the NFL has like their like Bill Parcells like chain of coaches that have all stemmed from their network of coaches that have built a tree from the Bill Parcells down or whatever, these legendary coaches, you know what I mean? So
Lombard.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, Lombardi.
Yeah, so I do the same thing with Cocaine Bob, and Al Pacino's there at the top of that chain there, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah. And I think that I don't want to go too far ahead of myself. I was going to do this film, but there's only so many Wednesdays in the month of October. But Devil's Advocate is a good film because I think that is, again, them passing they're handing it over to the new generation of Satan shit. Like in this film, the old process Polanski meets the new process Depp.
Definitely.
We see Pacino handing over to Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is most certainly an occultist, first and foremost. First of all, The Matrix was written for Will Smith, then Scientologist. I'm not sure if he still is. He was then. And then Reeves comes in when that fell out. But it was written for Will Smith, the Scientologist. And it is obviously a very occulted film, but Gnostic shit in there, all sorts of shit in there. But my point there is we see Reeves doing a bunch of that shit. Dude, he openly dates trans, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, trans things.
Maybe that's how he met the directors. Yeah.
Well,
because they're both trans.
Well, there you go. So we see it with the directors, but we see that with all these occultists. Genesis P. is a prime example with the Neo process. He went full blown trans. It's this transgender transhumanism bullshit. They're all into it, man. They're all into it.
I think it's part of that back into the Garden of Eden thing where they know not sex. Well, I definitely don't want to be in the Garden of Eden because I don't.
It's a death cult. It's a eugenics lifestyle because you end there. Your seed ends if you're having sex with the opposite sex. You're not producing anything. So it just goes in line with getting rid of people.
That's the authoritative control. That's a good point. That's an excellent point, sir. And that's often what you two gents and the two Utes. That's what we oftentimes discuss when I join y'all on the Third World Assassins YouTube channel for discussions. Is matters of tyranny, authoritative control. I don't care what political description political flavor you want to apply, dude. I don't give a shit. It's all the same to me.
Unconstitutional dictatorship.
What you
the
call
New World Order. The New World Order. All the bickering.
Are big into finance and the shit show. Well, it's all a shit show. But so Tavistock, speaking of process shit, where the process grew out of Tavistock and Eric Trist, or disregard Alan Trist. His son Eric Trist, speaking of the Grateful Dead, was their manager, or disregard the president of their music publishing company, Ice Nine Records, for about 40 years. Best friends with Jerry Garcia. Son of the founder of Tavistock, the author of Social Turbulence paper, which, if you apply the Social Turbulence paper Trist writes in 1963 at Tavistock, and you apply that concepts of that paper to the actions and activities of the fucking process, well, lo and behold, it's the same shit.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
It is very interesting when we see the Tavistock actually got shut down by the UK's highest court recently to stop doing trans surgeries about a year and a half maybe. We see the Pritzkers are big into it too, and they got themselves their own trans person there.
And it kind of reminds you of the Baphomet symbol too.
Well, that's what it is, sir.
Think about it.
Please continue.
It's like a continuation of these ancient cults that. Kai Bell cult, where it's the person not having any sex.
You are correct, sir. If I may quote Mr. Neo, one of the Neo Process folks himself there, Mr. Doug Messner, aka Lucian Greaves, the head of the Satanic Temple. He's got a Process Church logo tattoo. He runs the process.org. He, by his own admission, him and his associate, William Morrison, the bassist from Skinny Puppy, the band that did that whole Process album, Based on process philosophies. They say they're the connecting principle between the old process and the new process. Their admissions and words, not mine. But he'll tell you, both those idiots will tell you, esoteric morons, they'll tell you, I don't know why I'm name calling, don't ask me, but those two buffooneries, they'll tell you that the Baphomet they use as the Satanic Temple's logo and fucking statue they've been trying to put in every fucking state capital.
That's right.
It represents the reconciliation of opposites. It's one of the highest concepts and ideals of the process church.
Yeah. Is that Mesmer guy, that process Mesmer guy, related to the 1700s Mesmer of the Illuminati? Possibly.
You're asking a lot of questions I don't know, sir, but I'll get back to you on. I think it's Mesner, but I don't.
Okay.
Well, but hold on. But these things are probably the same surname, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, the hypnotism and the.
He's your neighbor, bud. He lives somewhere in Michigan. I'm not saying your neighbor. He's near your parts, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah, the Sybil cult was the same as...
Not the upper, the Upers. And he's a non-Uper. I don't remember where in Michigan he's from, but... Are you a Uper?
Probably from...
Did I not know this? Are you a Uper?
No. Well, no. There's some crazy people up there.
You might be more Canadian than Jonah if you're a Uper.
Well, technically, I'm Canadian, Native American. I'm Blackfoot, but up by Traverse City, they let they shut down this big crazy house back in the 70s. There's a lot of crazy people up there.
That's how Clint got his start. He escaped.
No. Sadly, boundaries don't matter anymore. We all work for the UN. But please continue.
Yeah, there's some weird stuff going on it's like all the communist Satanists in the 70s. They shut down all the psychiatric facilities, and we don't know. See, it's like they did it all under the guise of that one Geraldo Rivera going to expose that one place in New York, which...
Oh, you mean the Process Church's Willowbrook? Oh, yeah. Okay. The place where Andre Rand worked, where they murked a bunch of kids later. Okay, yeah, please continue, sir.
Was that a Process Church operation there?
Nothing to see here.
Were they all up in that Willowbrook?
Oh, dude, they were
the New York chapter or whatever.
Documented. So they went on these hospital campaigns, man, and that was one of their early campaigns.
Yeah, it seemed like it was all a giant thing to get to basically let all the crazies out all over the whole country, and then it's like these occultists they recruit.
You're on target, sir. You got to let the Looney Tunes out of Arkham Asylum, right? We seen it in Batman.
Exactly.
Yeah,
gives them cover, gives them excuses, and gives them cover. Like the character you run into detail on that the Satanist, the serial murderer. What's his name? The one that... No, the ugly one, the old spooky looking one.
Nathaniel Barjona, the kid-dealing, cannibalistic, psychopathic serial killer.
I see. No, not that one. Not that one. The other one, the older one that was working with the hand of the Black Hands.
Edward Wayne Edwards.
Edward Wayne Edwards. Yeah, exactly.
Or let's call him by his CIA cover name from Project Chaos, like his pal Charles Manson. They've been friends since '52. And that was Dr. James Garfield Langley. Yeah.
Give him cover.
He got that cover identity in 1955 in November in 1955 in Key West, Florida. Well, you know what else was going on in Key West, Florida in 55 with the CIA? They were meeting with Castro to overthrow the Batista regime.
Yeah.
That's photographed. What the fuck is Ed doing down there? That's a different story altogether.
Hanging out with David Ferdinand.
He's a Russian double agent. Yeah.
And Lee Harvey Oswald.
You say that. So Ed got himself out of prison, dude, for so many years, but working every angle and every side, no different than his pal Charlie did. But they're both occultists of the same varieties. And we see Ed is narking out the commie spook networks, not just any commie spook network, dude. The Fort Monmouth-based Rosenberg network, dude. What the fuck is Edward?
Well,
and this is in the files, dude. That's what, I don't even. I've been going deep on Ed's background and shit, trying to put any context in this. It makes no sense, dude. I can't paint a cogent sight picture of this man's life because try to explain to anybody, it makes me look Looney Tunes.
Yeah, that is totally spooky and nuts.
Yeah, that's what the occultists like to do is they leave people with the chasing your own tail kind of thing, where it's like they try to make everything so crazy, where it's just you can't explain it to anybody. Like
you can't. It makes no sense. You try to make Edwin Edwards make sense. It makes no sense.
Yeah,
in a reasonable, logical sense of society and our understanding of how things work.
It's kind of also where the Joker, the Joker burns the money up. Remember where he's not in it for the money with the mafia in the Batman movie? He kind of tells them sometimes you just want to let's make stuff burn or whatever. It's not about the money.
Well, that's exactly what we're talking about here, sir. So, Batman goes back to Thelemic fan fiction. The first Superman comic includes that Forrest J. Ackerman, Arthur C. Clarke's literary agent. Literary agent to every sci-fi writer you can think of, and they're all diddlers. They're all fucking diddlers.
Yeah.
Asimov, Arthur C. Clarke.
They're all going to Thailand. Going to Thailand often. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, but I'm just saying, documented. But we can look at the kid diddling has an epicenter of activity with Thelema, who advocates the kid diddling, right? And these folks are admitted Thelemites. And again, then they were corporate Satanist Thelemites with Scientology, and then Forrest J. Ackerman became a founding member of the Church of Satan. But he's a character in the very first Superman comic because he is a literary agent to all of those guys that created those comics. And it's named Marvel Comics, I would argue, after Marvel Whiteside Parsons, the leader of the Agape Lodge of the OTO, of which they were all, by Forrest J. Ackerman's admission, they were all a member of. That's where he met L. Ron Hubbard.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I'm still waiting for you to come on and go into Lovecraft sometime, JJ, if you would, please.
I will.
Because until somebody eventually busts, because Lovecraft still is innocent in all this. He, people speculate, but he ties a lot of almost all your famous science fiction writers and horror writers at the turn of the century together. And then for whatever, his books are incredible. I'm a huge Lovecraft fan, but man, he's far and wide now. So who gets spread far and wide? Great writers, great artists. Do they always get spread far and wide, or sometimes is it a program? Is it a plan?
You tell me, bud.
Yeah. Is that Santa Claus?
That's that picture that homegirl from this. She's an artist with a small art, gallery thing going on, or studio in Huntington, Vermont. She's from Richmond. I went back. Her family's been in Richmond for a very long time, and she just decided to move a couple haulers over to Huntington. And again, it's an odd move for many reasons. I won't get into it tonight, but she confirmed on her Instagram page back in 2015 when she posted this, I believe it was circa May 2015, that was in fact Barack Obama.
That
looks just like him.
There was obviously a shitcoating campaign. There was some other dude who looked not like Obama, but adjacent in skin tone. And they're running that picture around saying it was that dude. But I'm telling you, the person who posted it on her own page confirmed it was in fact him. And then when asked where was this taken, she said none of your business. And then she deleted the picture and post.
Yeah, that's I went to art school. And that guy's skull is definitely Obama. The face, the eye structure.
Dude, it's 100%. Dude, that's Barry, 100% Barry, dude.
Yeah,
he's in some weird fucking cult shit.
I mean, it's probably how he gets down on a Wednesday night, for all I know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it looks like that famous ball held by the Rothschilds. Have you ever seen those images of the? Have you ever seen those images of the last Rothschild's ball that was publicly released?
Of Henry Kissinger and shirtless cocaine Bob hugging it out.
Oh God!
I don't want to know what they did.
that picture, it tells you everything you need to know about America.
Well, on that note, let me play the last clip from our film here tonight before we bring in for Landon here. And I thank you, gentlemen, for joining me to get a little GCD on these satanic shit show matters of this Occult and Esoteric review.
Thank you for having us.
Film The Ninth Gate. Yes, sir. Thank you, folks in the internet for joining us. And we'll bring in for closer final statements. No rush, but I just do want to play this clip here to bring it in for close on the full-blown initiation we were all brought into in this film. Yeah. Spoiler alert, y'all been initiated. Do you feel initiated?
Yeah. You're all gods. Now go create your own universe, your own planets, populate your own planets.
I mean, that's what they're telling us there, right? That is
Totally.
the message we get at the end,
Totally.
right?
Yeah. Kind of like how the Mormon Church has their initiations.
Are you a brain holster?
Where the very last stage, you go through these 3 stages, but the very last one, as you come out, the lights are so fucking bright, it looks like a shining star.
Yeah, dude,
blazing in front of your eyes.
The god, Kolob next door to Sirius, right? Where Elohim, the Mormon god, lives.
Yeah, exactly.
Light. Yeah, because they think the occultist Alvin Boyd Kuhn, for example, in Lost in Light, but he basically
I don't think you can say that.
Lucifer is the son of God, aka Jesus, the occultist, which is the intellect side, and then Satan is the fallen god that has been only dwells in the appetites of the pleasures of the flesh, and that it's like to them it's all one and we're all one, and that's how they talk their fucking initiates into going evil.
That's what Frank Langella tells us, right? There, he's burning up in that castle. He's gonna achieve a status equal to God.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's kind of like that scene when Indiana Jones, the guy chooses the wrong cup and he turns to dust.
You chose poorly.
The Knights Templar.
Dude, I've watched that film a few hundred times.
Times. I've seen at least
rabbit holes.
30. Yeah.
We're doing a Occult and Esoteric review on that film here in December. Is part of Operation GCD Wednesday. So, if you gents want to join in, you're welcome to do so.
Please, love that.
Yeah, I've seen that movie a million times. Once I learned about masonry and all this stuff, it's like, man,
I've seen it 1,000,001. If we're going to compete,
they're just straight up initiating people into. I mean, it's not necessarily it's hard to explain, but it's like they're showing the mystery of the word and all this, and the Fisher King and the Knights Templar stuff, the grip of the lion's paw, etc.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And when the Mormons do their
hold that
definitely.
up, please. We'll bring it in for a close here right after these messages.
That wasn't her toe, dude.
Whose toe was it, Walter?
The fuck should I know? I do know that nothing about it indicates.
Yeah,
that it
the
was
nail polish, Walter.
Fine, dude. As if it's impossible to get some nail polish, apply it to someone else's toe.
Someone else? Where the fuck are they going to
You
get?
want a toe? I can get you a toe. Believe me. There are ways, dude. You don't want to know about it, believe me.
Yeah, but Walter.
Hell, I can get you a toe by 3 o'clock this afternoon with nail polish. It's fucking amateurs.
Walter.
You get your fucking toe tied. You get your toe
Totally. You need a big left toe. Need a big left toe by 3 o'clock. Yeah.
So, what are gents' thoughts here in summary of tonight's film experience? The Satanic Shit Show, The Ninth Gate, from 1999 Apocalyptic Fashions.
It's a pretty big. Go ahead, Clint.
No, you go first.
All right. It's pretty big initiation thing, like you're discussing.
Right.
Filled full of Masonic stuff. It's also all wrapped up in the occult. As I looked at it from the outside before we started the show, I thought, man, this reminds me of the story that they talk about all the time, where the Golden Dawn split and broke up and became, Crowley became the leader of the OTO, and Golden Dawn just kind of gently sailed off into the future without him.
Yeah,
and
I like that. I like that a lot.
And so the old group, the devil worshippers, when Frank Langella tells them, you guys are way off, man. I'm closer to the devil than you ever will be. and he thinks he's going to be the head honcho. It just reminded me of the Golden Dawn splitting up, reforming,
that's what I got with Michael Aquino and Anton LaVey in '75.
Yeah, exactly. Like a magical battle, and then the one takes over the other and becomes
one's way more serious about it than the other.
Exactly.
And Langell says, he's like, I love Satan way more than you. And you know, that's what he said. And he's something to that effect, right?
Something like that. Yeah, it reminded me of the magical battles between the orders and how one subsides into the background, the other one takes prominence.
And speaking of the Typhonian battles that we were referencing before with the Kenneth Grant offshoot of the OTO, it is Typhonian Peter Levenda whom brings us this Necronomicon nonsense, which this whole thing reminded me of the Necronomicon nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Over the years, you know, I'm a book collector. I've got as many books, like all Anton LaVey's books, all 3 of his books, right? Arthur Waite's book on black magic, grimoires, any grimoires I could get my hands on, I tried to collect over the years and read. Not because I'm going to go call up the devil or looking to be like Johnny Depp. Here's an interesting one.
I was about to accuse you of
I'm not trying to be Johnny Depp. E.A. Coetting. I got one of E.A. Coetting, who's this real, you know, everybody, oh God, E.A. Coetting, God, he's a devil worshiper. You know, I found his grimoire.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
There's other ones, the Kybelion,
good sir.
The Black Labyrinth. These are all just grimoires, right? I just collect them.
That's what I'm saying, Todd. I'm always impressed. You're a well-read and well-versed gent in a number of topics. Dare I say a polymath amongst the numerous topics you're very well versed in.
Yeah, so I'll read from the born-again Christians, you know, Antichrist is coming, from the devil worshippers, can't wait for the Antichrist to get here. I'll read them all.
Yeah. Well, we got ourselves before I make my next comment, I'll offer closing statement because I got a question for you about grimoires generally speaking.
Yeah.
We got some interference there.
Somebody's scratching. Is that the devil?
We under attack.
The devil here?
Uh-oh.
Because he's wearing those goddamn big hands over his hands. I don't know what that is. What is that?
I don't know what it is. You'll be dealing with me today. Jack Kelly, lawyer. Good to see you again.
Are those fake hands?
Oh, Clint's still not back with us. Clint, are you with us? We got a man down. All right. Well, we got a man back up. We back?
Yeah.
All right.
Sound like we got demons in the background scratching on the walls.
We got to exercise those demons, Clint. We got to exercise your demons.
Let me check my
Either it's demons or mice are biting into somebody's cable somewhere.
While he's correcting his audio issues. No problem. Let's get to that grimoire business. So what is all this grimoire nonsense? I don't understand grimoires.
I want to bring up another, you know, granddaddy here.
Right now? Is this what's going on here?
No. You got to go through. You got to pay money to initiate. you have to subscribe now. Here's the granddaddy, the Necronomicon, Lovecraft's Necronomicon. All this is this giant tome here, 1,100-page book, Necronomicon.
Is there any reality to any of this shit?
Well, you know, Lovecraft. He said that it's all made up. If you read his letters, he made this thing up completely. But it seemed to take on a life of its own, and the way he was writing it,
this fake grimoire has just like the Necronomicon has. It's what I'm saying, dude. What is
definitely the way Lovecraft is writing this story about the Necronomicon and how it's created reminds you of Aleister Crowley. So you're like, how is Lovecraft, that doesn't know Crowley, but they're alive at the same time? How is he creating these stories that sound like shit that Aleister Crowley's doing?
I would suspect these fuckers all know each other, if I may.
Yeah, I'm going. So I've been looking for a long time. Where did Crowley meet Lovecraft, or vice versa?
I don't know enough Lovecraft stuff to make these delineations. You're showing me things I can't see, sir. If you want to send me something, please.
Lovecraft spent a short period of time in New York City when he was married to a woman for about 2 years.
Are you in my brain hole, sir? That's what I was about to say. How do we not know they did not intersect in that New York City business?
Yeah, and about the same time that Crowley was in New York City, putting out German propaganda as a triple agent for the British.
You'll have that. These Satanists are going to spook, and these spooks are going to Satanists.
Yeah. So I'm wondering how far involved our government is with Lovecraft, and if Crowley and Lovecraft are, like Britain and MI6 and United States CIA working together. I'm not sure.
If you wanted me to put some money on it, sir, I would say full blown. That's what I'm saying, dude. We don't recognize in our Western culture that we're run by wizards, but we're run by fucking dude. You want me to show you the picture of Obama again? Dude, we're run by fucking wizards.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, no.
I'll do it. I'll do it, Todd.
Yeah, no more.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
No.
Life and Crimes of Cocaine Bob Evans.
Oh, that's American foreign policy right there.
I hoodwinked you. You thought I was bringing you up that wizard shot again. I hoodwinked you.
You did. I appreciate you not showing that.
So there does seem to be the same thing has grown on the interwebs regarding this what are we calling it here? Stand by. Calm down. Calm down, Clint. Calm down. Why are you screaming, Clint?
Oh. I'm trying to take a picture of this book. The letters are small because it has to do with the Necronomicon.
I just like giving you shit, dude. I don't know why. I appreciate you playing along. So the 9 gates of the Kingdom of Shadows. This grimoire is taking a life of its own. It's not a real thing, though. Is it a real thing?
Well, he's taken art from the Rider-Waite deck and mixed it up with the 9 gates. And if I'm not mistaken, didn't Ishtar go through 9? Didn't she have to search for 9 body parts? Well, Isis searched for 9 body parts. It wasn't just
14.
Was it 14? I'm trying to.
Can you come? I didn't hear that last part. What are we doing?
I was thinking it was connected to Egyptian.
Oh, the missing dick of Osiris, which has Babylonian origins, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, because
I think there was 9 in the Necronomicon. Peter Levenda's Necronomicon, the Simon Necronomicon that's rumored to be written by Peter Levenda. If I'm not mistaken, it has Isis or Ishtar.
Time out, sir. There's no dispute. There's a picture of the man known as Simon. It is literally Levenda with a fake goatee beard on.
Right. I hear you.
I mean,
interesting.
I'm not going to play the Satan games and let my eyes deceive me. That is fucking Peter Levenda, dude. If you've heard the Coast to Coast interview with Simon, that's Peter Levenda's voice.
Yeah, I have heard that.
Yeah.
And he's in the area of the Magical Child bookstore. He's in the area of New York City. Right about that exact same time. So.
Did you know that he was also a reserve NYPD officer, if I'm not mistaken? Because he was in that same program as old Berkowitz, because they were friends. They knew each other. They're in the same social group. In the Police Explorers Academies of the Bronx there, he was a reserve officer, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, NYPD at that same time there in late 1977, 78.
Weird.
Before he invaded that Nazi compound down there in our Colonial Dignidad, working for that IT company that him and his buddy John Podesta worked for. That's weird. They're still friends.
Yeah.
Okay, so
they know each other, sir. They all fucking know each other.
Right. They've hid the Lovecraft Crowley connections.
Okay, so I sent
it's coming to the surface, I believe. You know what I mean?
I'd love to see it.
I sent you 6 pictures from the book Dead Names. And that's start on the picture that's sideways, and it's an excerpt of a Byzantine priest hanging himself and something else. Basically, the book claims that these priests they sneaked into some college and then they copied the Necronomicon and then they ended up dead. And that it's very interesting because you're gonna like what the last pictures show because that these Byzantine priests who ended up dead were in an alien cult that had to do with ancient Babylon. And that
fucking typical, dude. Fucking typical, dude.
Oh, that's
That's Peter Levenda doing an OTO ritual on the Discovery Channel, dude. No big deal. I believe that was 2000. And you can't tell me that ain't Peter Levenda, dude. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah. Wait, I gotta look up Peter Levenda real quick.
I'm gonna look up these pictures you sent me. I guess. What are we looking at here? What are we doing?
Look at the sideways picture first.
Yeah.
And so that's showing the article of the Byzantine priests that were hung. Or
are you looking at it? Am I looking at it?
We're still looking at the picture of the one dude, Peter.
Well, let me fix that for you. Hold on, stand by, please.
There he is.
Is that the right one? Are you looking at it? Is that the right one?
That's back to the Mr.
Oh,
Bob.
that's Cocaine Bob. All right,
That's the one. Right. The Warriors did it. The Warriors did it. That's him.
Is this the right one?
Yeah. So you can see the Slavic Orthodox bishop found hanged, and he was one of the ones. And then the bottom part,
I'm trying to move this, dude. I don't know how to move it.
Oh, you're trying to rotate it?
Yeah, how to rotate? Computer rotate. Nope. Here's the deal. This is I know what you're saying. And Levenda was dressing up as a priest. He snuck in the RFK fucking business.
Yeah.
Right?
So scroll to the bottom of it though. It's saying that
we got Demon Lady here. What's Demon Lady doing? What's she up to?
No, hold on. You gotta go in the order.
What's she doing?
This has to do with the alien cult shit.
That's what I'm saying. I see a lot of robot alien shit here, dude. Egyptian.
Yeah. So the two.
What's this one doing?
Two unfragged. Well, that's the last page. Let's see it. So that's the Babylonian.
Oh, my bad. Let's see. What's this one doing? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
Oh, Carl John Stanley. Yeah, he was the high priestess of that wandering bishops there. Yep.
Yeah. So basically, this book, Dead Names, claims that the Necronomicon was a real book that they stole from Yale, and that they ended up dead and fucking. But the one guy,
yeah, they end up dead because they're a bunch of fucking spooks that fucking spook each other, dude. That's why they end up.
Yeah, they got new identities. Yeah.
Then the alien picture, it's like they were starting a band or something, and you could tell that they were
They're always starting a band, dude. Look at.
Let's see. Oh, you still there?
Do we lose you? Man down. Captain down.
Am I back?
You're back. You're back.
Now.
You're back.
This looks like some shit from George Clinton, Parliament Funkadelic, which is fucking. He's fucking processed, dude.
Yeah. They've got this fucking crazy shit going on where it's like, and it's looped into all sorts of weird shit. It's
you ain't kidding, sir.
Because it makes you wonder: did they really find a book that was basically the Necronomicon, and that they seen some kind of weird shit, or were they just crazy and that they?
Yep. No, they're just, you can say they're Looney Tunes, dude. They're trying to convince us of this ancient alien cargo cult nonsense. I'll have none of it, sir.
Yeah.
In fact, that's why I gave Todd the logo on tonight's show here, if I may, sir. The reason why I didn't have a logo for you. So I gave you a logo, and I just want to point out the logo I gave to you and explain why I did this. It's relative to the point I just made. Oh wait, my bad. That's Cocaine Bob.
Okay, I'll take that as my logo.
This is Joseph Smith reading the Book of Mormon on a spaceship, right, with a no like cross through it, right? That's your logo.
Oh, I like it.
Because
I like it.
Cargo cult shit.
Definitely. Perfect.
That
reminds me of me.
No Joseph Smith.
Yeah, there you go.
It's an accurate portrayal of Joseph Smith. He was a Muppet.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
But they got the same MO.
We're Expos, dude. We know what we're talking. Todd and I we both graduated in the Mormon seminary schools, right, Todd?
Yep.
He held a couple of magical priesthoods, not different than myself.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, just imagine
the first assessment when we both agree. Joseph Smith was a Muppet.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Coming out of New York City, just the right time when spiritualism and all these organizations are getting funding and money and traction.
Just doing your standard variety 19th century Muppet stuff.
Definitely.
Just imagine you try to escape
the nail blow out here. That's not good.
Right.
And then they must have been some really bad dudes because he gets in a gunfight. Gets in a gunfight.
Joe Biden got into a fight with Corn Pop. He hung out with a bunch of bad dudes.
Well, Smith supposedly got in a gunfight in Nauvoo.
Dude, Smith got into so much hood rat shit everywhere he went, dude. In fact, he had to hire Abe Lincoln and Abe Lincoln's law partner to get him out of a number of hood rat activities in the state of Illinois.
Wow, no wonder Abe Lincoln became president.
You want to talk about Abe Lincoln, sir? We'll talk about Abe Lincoln, but I'd like to get your all's closing thoughts here on tonight's program.
I don't trust Lincoln.
Was he in the film?
Yeah,
he might have been. He was in the orgy scene.
He might have been.
They had a silhouette of him, yeah.
Yeah, I like to imagine an alternate ending that included Abraham Lincoln, at least, right?
Yeah, he
come out of the Civil War.
Right, that's what I'm saying, dude. That was a documentary, right? Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter.
Totally. He might as well be.
Right.
But then he turned into a vampire at the end.
I actually watched that film right around the same time I watched this film because it's on that same network drive over in Iraqistan.
Oh, yeah, there you go. And they have hold about the same amount of weight, as far as
they were equally as good. Yeah, sure, I agree with that.
Yeah, totally.
All right, gents. Well, any closing thoughts here before we call her in here?
Oh man, I love your show, JJ. Love everything you're putting on over there. The research you're doing, so amazing. About the freshest, newest.
I appreciate your kind words.
Freshest stuff I've seen and heard in years. We appreciate you guiding us down this path because, man, you expanded my mind. I thought I knew a bit before I ran into you.
Yeah.
So thank you for inviting us on. I have a great time watching shows. I have a great time watching all your movie reviews with all the guests that you bring on. You do a fantastic presentation.
I appreciate your brain hole on all these matters, sir. You bring a lot to these discussions. I appreciate your all's time and look forward to future reviews here on Operation GCD. In fact, next month, this is Halloween. This is all horror films this month, but next month I'm doing National Security November. So I appreciate your all's gents join me for some of that as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I need to. Yeah, I want to dig into that subject for a minute.
Love to.
Well, I mean, I got here's the ones I got lined up here. I got Clear and Present Danger. Well, first of all, the first week, Jumping Jack Flash. Speaking of 80s comedy spook films, I mean, I grew up on that film. That was my mother's favorite film. You grew up in a spook household. I grew up on James Bond films and Jumping Jack Flash. It was the first R-rated film I'd seen.
Oh, yeah.
Love James Bond. Man, I grew up on James Bond.
Jumping Jack Flash. You couldn't get much more process than that, dude.
No.
It's all Rolling Stone songs, fucking Whoopi Goldberg doing spook shit with MI6, dude. It's fucking CIA.
Anything with Whoopi, man, I'm going the other direction.
Whoopi. John Lovitz brings some comedic relief, and so does Phil Hartman.
Those guys I can stomach. Whoopi,
I don't disagree, sir. I don't.
She's hard to stomach, but to take one for your team.
Hey, good news. The kid Diddler and Dad from Seventh Heaven's in it too. He's a co-star.
Oh, the Seventh Heaven.
He's CIA in this one.
Anyhow,
so then I'm doing
fitting role.
I don't know what else. Let me tell you. I don't know which one.
What else you got? Because I love national security issues.
While we're on the topic, let me see what else I got lined up here. I got Jumping Jack Flash, Clear and Present Dangers, FX2. You all familiar with that one?
I've seen the movie.
Bob Adjacent involves matters that his boss, Charles Bluedhorn, the owner of Paramount there, that hired Cocaine Bob, owner of Gulf Western Studios, who's involved in that Vatican bank scandal that you see in Godfather 3. They're telling stories about their own hood rat shit, sir. But we see in FX2 involves around that same Vatican bank scandal, the mafia, and we see we see a special effects guy from Hollywood helping the law enforcement do, perpetrate varying different, they fake someone do a mobster's death. They help them cover it up by doing a whole special effects scene, basically. That kind of shit, right? Bending reality, magical shit, if you will, if you want to look at it that way. But we do see in that film, it's an interesting intersection between these kind of matters of making reality, kind of wag the dog style, if you will, and Hollywood special effects. I think it's an interesting take on matters of national security because in FX2, again, it involves a bunch of spook shit, the Vatican bank shit, and the mafia.
Okay. Yeah. What about what's the one with Will Smith and Gene Hackman?
Ooh, that's the other one I had. Thank you, sir. Enemy of the State.
Enemy of the State.
Because
Yeah.
if you're doing
Enema
that,
of the State, but that's Blink-182.
there you go. If you're doing that, count me in on that.
I'll put you down there for that one, sir.
But any of those, man, if I haven't seen them, I'd love to watch one. That haven't seen and come on and do a review. But Enemy of the State.
Yeah, Enemy of the State.
That's loaded.
Yeah, I'll make sure we also listen to the album Enema of the State. But
Oh God, no Green Day. Ugh.
Dude, speaking about Masonic initiations and the alien shit, dude, Tom DeLonge has been on if you look back at what that motherfucker's been up to, he's been on a decades-long campaign of initiating folks into Masonic alien shit through his music, dude, in an esoteric fashion. Right into your brain hole, sir.
Definitely.
They have a song called Aliens Do Exist on the album Enema of the State.
Yep. And then what's his book, Secret Machines or some
with
some
Peter
bullshit?
Levenda, dude, with fucking Peter Levenda, John Podesta, they're all doing one of these numbers to each other, probably, who knows, but he's got the Masonic shit on his guitar and shit, dude. He's openly Freemasons and shit, dude. I don't know why I'm yelling at you, but
and they're total sellouts, just industry, complete creations of the industry.
yeah, dude. And when he left the band, and again, these are some of my favorite bands, Blink and Alkaline Trio. So he left the band. They hired Alkaline Trio when Tom DeLonge went to go do that Secret Machine shit and To the Stars nonsense with the aviary guys that claim, the Scientologists like Hal put off that told everybody, oh, there's aliens that eat strawberry ice cream in Nevada back in the early 90s. Go fuck yourselves. My point there being is we see it's the same, dude. All these fuckers know each other, dude. And we see it's the same continuity of nonsense and shenanigans, and not the good kind. But we see with Tom DeLonge when he left there, they hired Alkaline Trio's lead singer, and looking at their music and collection, there's very processing. There's a lot of salutes to Charles Manson and his family, including an entire song called Sadie, which is a salute to Sadie Mae Glutz, aka I've lost track of all those dumb bitches' names, dude. Insert Manson girl's name.
We believe you, though. We believe you. Oh, God.
I'll play the song, dude.
No.
You play that one trio, dude. If you look at their imagery and their albums, there's a lot of processing shit popping off through there, dude. That's all I'm saying. And they did a lot of stuff.
Definitely.
Venerating Manson. When you start venerating Manson, I'm going to go, is that some process shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Marilyn Manson.
I think so.
Well, that's a good example. There's another good example.
Or Danny Trejo, or the guy from Malcolm in the Middle. That guy. Everybody knows Manson.
Those are all fantastic examples. Charles Manson's friends bring us a lot of social degradation, don't they, sir? TV shows about fucking meth, right? Breaking Bad. They thought Breaking Bad was appropriate for children. Dude, I went to a Comic-Con and they tried to give him a child. He's like 10 at the time. They tried to give him a fucking Breaking Bad figure in his little fucking Comic-Con box. Are you guys fucking kidding me? A meth action figure for a child? You fuck yourselves.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
a little anti-hero there.
Well, then we get Danny Trejo, dude, who's Robert Rodriguez's first cousin. He's Scientology adjacent at minimum there with Quentin Tarantino, but he's the guy who brings us, these ideas of vampires. And folks can tune us next week. We're doing an occult and esoteric review here of Dusk Till Dawn in the recent black film remake Sinners. They literally remade Dusk Till Dawn for the black community in the films. I mean, it's not a bad film.
I watched it.
I'm just saying, make up a new idea, Hollywood. Get new things.
Yeah.
Just watched Dusk Till Dawn. It's kind of aged a little bit. I watched it again a week or two ago.
It's a little rough. But
It's kind of aged a little bit.
Occultist fucking film, right?
And it reminds you of Robert Rodriguez, Quentin Tarantino, Eli Roth, all in that same sleazy. Ugh.
The Jew Bear.
Yeah.
Malu.
And then they call him in Tarantino's Inglourious Bastards, Eli Roth's character, the Jew Bear.
Yeah.
Violent guy.
That Scientology lady was in that vampire movie too.
Nope.
And she was also in that movie.
Give me a name.
It was fuck. She was the daughter. She was the daughter in the Aztec vampire movie that you just talked about.
Yes, Selena Gomez or
Selma Hayek.
Selma Hayek.
No. She was in the movie Strange Days. Yeah, Strange Days. She was in that movie. She was also in Natural Born Killers.
Juliette Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's a big time Scientologist. It's one of the reasons why I think Tarantino is a secret Scientologist, because he puts her in every film.
Right. Have you ever seen that movie 4 Rooms by Quentin Tarantino?
I have seen it. It's terrible. Please.
Yeah,
doesn't sound good.
He does 1/4 of it or something. It's like a multi-director thing. It seems it's a strange movie. It's a weird start for him. You know what I mean?
We live in strange times, so we live in a Muppet world.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I wanted to add also about the Polanski thing, one weird thing about Roman Polanski, since we're on the Ninth Gate here, is the Sharon Tate situation.
Nope.
Where she's killed, and Roman Polanski just moves on. He just moves on.
She invented tater tots. No.
That's a good one.
There you go.
Hold on, sir, if I may. Yeah, that's a good example here. I appreciate it, Jen and Ryan. Juliette Lewis was great in California. A tale about a sex cult and sex addictions. These folks bring us social degradation on every variety. These cults.
Was it Agent Mulder in that
agree,
TV?
Sir. There's a lot to be said about the Sharon Tate murders. Tuesday.
Yeah, and the movie aspect. Maybe there were secret movies that
There's absolutely secret movies there for sure.
might have been produced.
You are correct.
And
100%. These things aren't talked about, sir. You can't talk about secret sex films starring Peter Sellers banging, names them. Peter Sellers is probably banging everybody,
Yeah.
Pink Panther.
Yeah.
Exactly. Snuff films and stuff like that.
That's apparently that was some of Peter Sellers' favorite films. He was a dark character on that scene. There's a lot of dark characters. Marlon Brando, a lot of folks die in that guy's orbit. And I do say orbit. He was fat as fuck, dude. Think about the orbit that guy had.
Totally has his own
Godfather?
He's like, are you going to eat that? He's like, Marlon, did you eat like the last 17 of those, dude?
He's double stacking pizza slices.
The horror.
He's in that scene. Dude, Elvis Presley's part of that crew.
You
Dude.
must make a friend of horror.
Did you see that new Elvis movie that was kind of new, like 5 years ago or something?
Nope.
But the first scene of it was very occult. It was like he was.
I don't know why I'm telling you no to every question. But.
Boy, that movie Sinners you were talking about, JJ, that is loaded with devil stuff. Yeah. I seen that. I'm like, what the hell?
You signed yourself up,
oh
sir.
My
Come
God.
on back next Wednesday. Come on down, sir.
For sure. Definitely.
I mean, I'm not going to force you. You're welcome to. Both of y'all are welcome to.
Oh yeah, if you're doing that Sinners, maybe I'd love to get on and talk about that.
And do a kind of compare and contrast the Dusk Till Dawn business, because I watched this. It is my dude Dan. He's a stand-up comedian. He's been a guest here on the show, friend of the show. He's gonna join. He's the one who brought to my brain hole, and I was like, dude, that is. He said it was the same film. I watched it. It is the same. It's the same formula. It's obviously not the same. It's the same formula, right?
Yeah, vampires.
The 1990
Well, they go to the Blues
version
Club now, right? They're going to the Blues Club instead of the Tijuana Club, right? Go ahead, Clint. What
1990 is the year, or 2025?
What is this?
2025.
Yeah, it's new. It's brand new, dude. It stars Michael Jordan, the basketball player.
Yeah, there's a 1990 one as well.
That I was unfamiliar with.
And it plays on every Robert Johnson meet together at the crossroads.
Right. There you go, sir. Spoiler alert. Crossroads. And that one, right? Down Mississippi. So
Definitely.
I just would like to point out the apocalyptic nature of our films in 1999, if I may close it out. So we had not only this satanic shit show, that Jawbreaker was kind of fucking dark, right? That was a weird one.
That movie.
Yeah.
A lot of teenage murder going on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had Office Space. That was super dark. I love that film though. I'm obviously kidding, it wasn't dark, but we have there was 8mm. That's right. We did 8mm last week. Holy shit. I done forgot. That was a very dark and apocalyptic one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Memento was around that time.
Landon and Jonah, you guys did a good job.
Oh, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. It was dude, I had never seen that. I had seen this one once before. I'd never seen that one before until Landon brought to my brain hole there.
Yeah, it's dark.
We get this was kind of dark one. We also get Blair Witch, right? Blair Witch was in July of this year, right? Oh, dude, speaking of dark films, this was a fucking dark one. Doug's first movie, dude. That's a fucking nightmare.
We get
EdTV, which is that reality TV, right? We get brought to us by, Matthew McConaughey, the son of, an assassin, Charles Harrelson, right? Y'all know who his daddy is. What does he do? Well, he's the son of Woody Harrelson's dad. They're half brothers.
Yeah, one of the hobos.
Yeah. Well, that could be a topic for a different day, sir, and I'm happy to discuss. But I do believe that man is indeed. I think Jim Garrison was correct. That hobo you're talking about, the one that folks claim that Harrelson would later claim in 82 that was him when he's in a manic rage or whatever. Is when he made that claim. Nonetheless, and he was in a lot of trouble too, by the way. So anyhow, I'm just saying he was a man under duress. But Jim Garrison back in 67 was of the belief and theory, and wasn't until his death, that was indeed Fred Crispin. Would be the same hobo folks claim as Harrelson. Now, Fred Crispin is the godfather of Michael Riconosciuto, a.k.a. Danger Man from the Octopus scandal of Danny Castelleros.
Danny Castellero.
Yeah, and Cooper says Riconosciuto is connected to Ted Gunderson.
Oh no! I got plenty of files, sir. I've been going through a lot of them. There's a lot of connections there. But here's the other deal: Fred Crispin, second person to see a UFO.
Yeah, one of the alien cult members.
Fuck yeah, dude! They all fucking know each other, sir. Promise you that.
Yeah, I think it's some
communist. I think it's I'm going to call it in, guys. I have no idea. I was just looking for shit, dude. I have no idea what I was looking for. So.
Oh no! Thank you. Thank you for the show.
If y'all are coming back next Wednesday, folks, the interwebs next Wednesday, we're doing Dust Till Dawn, Centers, an occult and esoteric review of vampire shit. I got a lot of problems with vampires.
Oh, I'd love to.
I'd be down.
You don't like them? You don't like vampires?
I encountered a vampire cult in Murray, Kentucky in March of 1990. You insert a year, 1998. Wow. And
they are spooky.
And here recently, sir, the couple that they murked, that same vampire cult that I encountered in Murray, Kentucky, inadvertently in my spring break, 1998. To the beach. I went to go smoke pot in Kentucky. So these things happen. And encountered a vampire cult. Didn't even know this existed, and later find out they murked my cousin.
No way.
Mrs. Naomi Windorf, the victim of one of the ritual human sacrifice by the Kentucky vampire cult, is indeed a member of Clan Vance twice over. I'm 4 times an Abner. She's twice an Abner. She's also a queen. The same queens as Steve McQueen, the same family. Precisely.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow. Yeah, and that vampire clan had the that's one of the few murder cases that had the Necronomicon on the scene.
You beat me to it, sir. Well, here's another connection to tonight. Since you're in my brain hole, here's another connection to tonight's discussion. The Tate Polanski house. Steve McQueen was en route to that location when he met a lady at a gas station, and when they went to go bang, apparently. And he said he would have been victimized there at that house that night as well. And again, you would have had. There's a lot of connections back to Logan County regions of West Virginia with that whole situation. Makes no sense, but nonetheless, them vampires murdered my cousin, sir. I didn't know. My aunt went to graduated high school there in Logan County there.
Well, strings of garlic work well, JJ, just in case you're having problems. String garlic up everywhere.
Also help with cursed dolls, dude. I got a little cursed dolls situation popping off in my life.
It's people laugh, but
I didn't. You see me laughing, sir?
I know. That's why I'm not. That's why I don't laugh when you tell that story. I'm not laughing. I believe it.
Damned cursed doll.
Can't explain it, but
I wish I was joking. So, yeah. Any closing thoughts? Any last ideas, thoughts, baking recipes, or suggestions? All right. On that note, folks of the interwebs, please, thanks for joining us here tonight. Little GCD. Thank both of you gents for joining me here.
Thanks to the chat out there. I didn't see your comments, but I appreciate the chat whenever I'm not on here and get to watch those.
I've
love the chat.
I can only do. I'm not that fast, so I can only do so much. And I may have been hit by lasers.
There's thousands of Americans out there. By the way, I've been shot with a laser beam twice.
Stay vigilant, folks. 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Some more tales of Muppet Mikey and old laser tag Ted. They got him twice, folks. Watch out.
Thank you, sir.
Well, that's it. That's the show here, folks. So the next time you're out on the town
visiting your local watering holes, or perhaps just meandering around, and you hear the unmistakable sounds of metal clanking, and you spot signs of a disturbance. But check your six. Look in that garbage can, 'cause you never can tell. The GCDs may be loose in your town.